Okay, so I think finally we can start. And very good morning to all of you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this session today. This is the second session of the series of practical workshop on cost audit. And I think this is the first kind of initiative taken by the NIRC to enhance the knowledge of the respected members. Those specifically are in the practice and working in this cost audit field, right? So, a few things we have already discussed regarding this. The initially in the first session we heard about the applicability of the cost audit, and the second thing that what is the appointment and what are the legal provisions of the appointment, and many other case-based situations we have discussed in the last session, in the last Saturday, I would say, right? And today we'll start with the annexures of the cost audit report. After this first session, I received so many calls and so many appreciation. In fact, so I am really thankful to all of you for your kind words and for your appreciation. It will definitely encourage not only me but the entire NIRC to take such initiatives, which is really benefit or beneficial for the members of the institute or the profession, right? So today we'll start with the annexures of the cost audit report. And what is the objective of starting this annexures? Because many of my, the after the last session, I received calls and members said, Ki, when will start this, the maintenance of cost records and all. See, this entire series is specifically based on the cost audit report, right? How to, the prepare the annexures and what are the nitty-gritties of the annexures. What are the important things that we need to take care while, we are preparing the reports. And, the most of the concern of the young members was that what observations we should write while we are preparing the cost audit report, because it is difficult for us, sometimes when we find some discrepancies or something, but it becomes difficult for us to, to write the the such discrepancies or qualifications. So generally we do not qualify, but at least to protect ourselves, how we can placed our, how we can write the observations. So many type of the concern I heard from the members. And one of my the one of the member recently said, I think he written in the chat box about the PPT. Today I'm not will start this PPT, because PPT will go more theoretical, because it's a practical workshop. We'll start with the directly Word document and the Excel document, right? So don't worry, we'll start. And I don't find that when we are into the practical workshop I need to show you the PPT in each of the session. Some of my, some of the members saying I'm not audible to them. So I don't know, because most of the members are saying that I'm audible. So maybe some technical glitches at your system. Kindly check. Okay, that's good. Thank you. So today we are going to discuss about the annexures of the cost audit report. What is the A4, right? What is the B1, B2, and many other annexures are there in the cost audit report. And as I already told you in a very first session, that the cost audit report is itself incomplete until unless it doesn't contains the annexures to the cost audit report. So these are the important things, because all the cost records cannot be annexed with the audit report. Therefore, some the prescribed format is given the annexures of the cost audit, and that the company has to approve first and then give us for the audit and examination. And then we conduct audit of such annexures and the cost records maintained by the company, and then we place our cost audit report. See, is my screen visible to all of you where the such annexures are given? Is it? Kindly write yes, no. then accordingly. Okay, that's perfectly fine. That's good. So you just have a look on these annexures, and I'm today, or in this series of practical workshop, will discuss the annexures of the manufacturing company. Right, it is the service and manufacturing almost similar, right? But there are certain things which we have to consider something different in the service and different in the manufacturing. So in a means I just would like to inform all of you that we are going to discuss today generally in the manufacturing sector how to prepare this, and what these the things says in the annexures, what are these informations the government is asking, and are we putting the information correctly or not. So these things we will discuss today. Each and every item of the annexures of the cost audit report will discuss, and we are not going to discuss the entire annexures today, means the all the annexures today. Two three annexures will discuss today, because in the last session I think it was overdose to all of you. It was continuously 3 hours session, so मुझे लगा थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया था. सो आई थिंक हम आराम आराम से चलेंगे, और हम लोगों को कोई जल्दी नहीं है, और आई एम श्योर कि नॉलेज पर्पस के लिए आप लोगों को भी बहुत ज़्यादा जल्दी नहीं होगी. हम इस तरह से डिस्कस करें कि एटलीस्ट वी कैन गेन समथिंग. हमें बट ट्रेन नहीं निकालनी है. तो दो तीन annexures are discuss करेंगे, which is very important. The A4 and general information of the annexures to the cost audit report, and the quantitative details of the the annexures A4, and then the capacity utilization, I would say the quantitative details that we have to provide in the annexures to the cost audit report. Correct? So we'll discuss each and everything, and what observations we can write and all those things, because at least when you are submitting your cost audit report, at least any of the third party cannot say that the report is not that good, or apparently we can see the concern in the cost audit report. So at least we should know that what the objective of the government asking in the annexures, what informations basically the government is asking, and what are the objective behind this. So we have to write, or we have to incorporate all the information very very carefully. So many of the few information that would be very easy, or I would say is a very normal, so I will not go in detail of these informations like name of the company, etc etc. So just want to tell you that these are the information, these are the annexures that we have to annex with the cost audit report. The annexure A1, this is the general information of the company, right? And we'll discuss one by one, and I request all of you to please listen me very very carefully. हो सकता है कि मैं आपको जो 3 या 4 चीज बताऊं, उसमें से 2 चीज आपको पता हो और 2 चीज ना पता हो. And if you know a few of the things, that is very good, and if anything you doesn't know, you can keep it with yourself. So definitely it will means benefit you while you are preparing the cost audit report. And uh, let's go with it. This is the general details of the cost auditor, right? The next year is the A2. A3 is the cost accounting policy. I want to tell you in advance that we will not discuss about the policy of the company, right? Because the policy is basically based on the industry to industry, and the company to company, and that is basically until unless we doesn't know that how we are preparing the cost audit, or we are maintaining the cost accounting records, we cannot write the policy. So better we'll discuss only those things which are relevant to the auditor's report, because the cost accounting definitely will discuss the cost accounting policy when we'll discuss about the maintenance of cost records. And I will request the NIRC, once the series of practical workshop will close, 1 or 2 session will we can have 1 or 2 sessions regarding this maintenance of cost records, and then accordingly all those things which are related to the, the cost accounting records, and that we have to incorporate in the cost audit report, will discuss like the cost accounting policy. Correct. So the two things, the general information of the cost or of the company, the A2 is the general information of the cost auditor, and then the A4, which is very, very, very important, right? Because most of us says that it is nothing but the financial information. Yes, it is correct that it is a financial information, but how to incorporate those information, financial information, into this annexures, that we have to see, and what observations we can place in the cost audit report. What are the things that we have to look while preparing this, the cost audit, this A4, the revenue information, or right. So this is basically the product wise revenue statement of the company. So I will show you the practical example. I have one of the, the details of the company where, and that will discuss that how we can prepare this A4, or what are the important things that you have to take care while you are auditing or preparing whatever you can say for this A4, right? One thing I would like to tell you in advance, that all the figures, whatever I'm showing, is absolutely dummy figures. So, my humble submission with the folded hands, do not go in the depth of the figures कि यार इसका तो पर यूनिट ये आ रहा है और इसका तो कॉस्ट इतना आ रहा है, प्रॉफिट इतना आ रहा है. You need not to, think about this, because the figures are absolutely dummy and vague, and maybe the result would not be means in line with the company's records. So just you need to focus that how to place the figures in the annexures, right? So these things we have to think about it, not on the figures, right? This is absolutely a dummy figures. And the another things we'll discuss on this capacity. I think generally when I place the cost audit report before the board and discuss about the cost audit report, I think this is the annexure where I would say the most of the companies or the board has the concern, and they place their queries, or they raise their queries basically, and they raise their concern during discussion on the cost audit report. So in most of my companies, when I discuss this cost audit report before the management, this is the annexure where they have a they are highly concerned about this, because this annexure says that how effective company is. Although I find that even in the annexures to these which are notified by the government of India, I think there are some issues in the, specifically in this annexures, I would say, and that we have also raised time to time before the, before the government authority or the concerned board or before the institute, and many, wherever we feel that we need to address these concerns, we have already placed, and I'm sure that the authority would have been, or the appropriate authority would have been working on this, and will definitely change, because even in the past we have seen that so many suggestions we have given to the, the government or the concerned authorities, those who are working in the cost audit report. So I think they have genuinely, the incorporated the suggestions that we have incorporated, that we have submitted, basically, right? So these are the 3 4 annexures we will discuss today, and I'm telling you, please listen me very, very carefully, because the annexures, this is capacity utilization, or I would say the quantitative information that we have to given in the annexure B1, is highly important. And even I, in fact, the senior members, because in this session many senior members are also there, and they would have seen while they have placed their cost audit report in before the management. I'm sure that उनके पास भी इस तरह के इश्यूज और कंसर्न आते होंगे, जो अब हम आगे आने वाले टाइम में डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. We'll start this from the A1, A2, and A4 and B1, right? And The important thing is, because this session I'm taking from my residence, so maybe you may get a little bit of disruption. So in advance मैं आप लोगों से इसके लिए क्षमा चाहूंगा. So inconvenience is regretted. Anyways, so let us start. The next year's. Let us start with the CRA three. Let me give you an overview of the CRA three first, which is the cost audit report that we have to to submit to the to the company basically, right? And many things we have discussed in the last session regarding the cost audit report, that who will submit, when to submit, where to submit, that we have already discussed. And I think the presentation of the same is also shared with all of you by the institute, I think. And this information I have, that the presentation is already given to all of you. So let me show you a draft, basically the cost audit report that is basically notified by the format is basically the notified by the government of India. But a few things that we have to incorporate in the cost audit report, like the what our opinion is that. And see, I already told you that I'm not showing any presentation today, because it's a practical workshop. So we'll directly go to the Excel sheet or to the Word document that I want to show all of you, right? Or I want to discuss with all of you. I मैं नहीं चाहता कि मैं जस्ट प्रेजेंटेशंस को स्लाइड के साथ आप लोगों को बताता जाऊं, बट जो रिलेवेंट इंफॉर्मेशन है, जो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि विच इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू शेयर विद ऑल ऑफ यू, विल डिस्कस और शेयर विद एवरीवन, right? So let me discuss with the cost audit report first what the CRA3 is. Just give me a second. Just wait, huh? Just wait. I think something is, I don't know how to place this. I think some technical problem is there with me. Just wait. I don't know why I'm not able to. I don't know why I'm not able to share this. Just hold on. I think some problem is there. Give me 2 minutes, please. आई एम नॉट एबल टू शेयर, मतलब मेरे उसमें वो आ नहीं रहा है. मेरी आवाज़ आ रही है वहाँ पर, बट आई एम नॉट एबल टू मैं दोबारा मैं रीजॉइन कर रहा हूँ. एक Some technical issues was there. Just hold on. Yes. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Audible, sir, audible.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so can you see the audit report that can you see the screen? Okay, that's perfectly fine. See, this is basically my associates, right? This is the cost audit report basically, right? Just hold on. This is the cost audit report of one of the company XYZ ABC, XYZ Limited, right? These This is basically the format that is basically given by the ministry, that you have to give your the opinion, or you can say you have to certify some of the the clauses. I would say the 8 clauses the company has, the government has asked from us, right? So one thing that we have to write, that we are the the associates or ABC and associates cost accountant, and you have to put the registered address of the company, that we have been appointed as a cost auditor of XYZ private company having registered office, and that registered office should be the same that is in the MCA record basically, right? So better you go to the MCA, and you can cross verify that the registered office is the same or not, because generally what happened that the generally the company can give you the this address, but it is better if you can the verify with the MC portal right? And the eight thing the points has been given regarding that, did we have obtained all the information explanation, whether we have prepared as per rule 5 of the company's cost records and audit rules. See, if you why I'm showing this cost audit report to all of you, if you can recall my last the session, I told you that many of my known asked me about the cost accounting records or the format of the cost accounting records. And then I told you that there is no prescribed cost accounting record format of any of the company or the industry. But the rule 5 says, while we are talking about the maintenance of the cost records, so the rule 5 specifically says that we have to maintain the cost accounting records in such a manner that company can ascertain or determine the per unit cost of production, sales and margin, whether the monthly basis, quarterly basis, or wherever the company is required, they can determine the per unit cost of production, sales and margin. Correct? So you have to give your opinion, because only preparing the cost records or the cost statements which are showing about the total cost of production, the cost of sales, and you are able to cam- calculate the margin of that particular product, doesn't mean that you have done your compliance as per rule 5 of the company's cost records on audit rules. You must have all the quantitative details of the company or the quantitative details of the product, so that you can determine per unit cost of production, sales and margin. Until unless you doesn't have the correct quantitative details, you cannot mention or you cannot determine the per unit cost of production, sales and margin. So again, my humble submission, why I was showing you this audit report specifically, because it is already notified, available in the public domain, and I think we all are, here the practitioners, and everyone would have this format. But still, I am discussing about this because you should have the quantitative details, and this information is very, very important for all my young practitioners, those who are willing to entering into the cost audit area, or they are doing the cost audit for them or behalf of anyone, right? Correct. So rule 5, I think you understand this now. In our opinion, proper written certificate for the purpose of cost audit have been received from the branches not visited by us. Yes, a company might have the 10 or 15 branches, and it is not possible for any of the cost auditor to visit every branch or every unit, but it is mandatory. It is mandatory in the cost audit that the company has to maintain the cost accounting records branch wise, plant wise, unit wise, SKU wise, etc. etc. Correct? So the company has to maintain the cost accounting records for all the branches. You cannot say that if I have a three plant of any manufacturing company and you are preparing the records, a company as a whole, generally, I think many of you would have done, but my humble submission to all of you to prepare the cost accounting records for the each of the branch, or the plant. Now I understand that many of you would say that it is not easy to prepare for each of the branch or each of the company the cost accounting records, but at least the cost statement of each of the product manufacturing in that particular plant you have to prepare. I'm not saying that you have to prepare the all the related party transaction, the all the GST compliances, or the GST reconciliation, etc., etc., or the value addition, or many other things, or all the annexures of the cost accounting, the all the annexures of the cost audit report. But at least you have to prepare all the cost statements of each of the product manufactured in that plant or unit or branch, right? Okay. So this was the second point. The third point, fourth point is our opinion that the best of information, the said books and records give the information required by the Companies Act. The company, I'm just having, going through with it. In our opinion, company has adequate system of internal control of cost records, right? In our opinion, information statement, etc., etc., detailed unit-wise, product-wise cost statement, and schedule thereto in respect of the product and the reference of the company duly audited and certified by us are kept in the company. मतलब ये सब चीजें आपने देख लिए हैं and you are certifying all these things. Now the what the ministry says that after these 7 clauses, ये 7 clause के बाद वो सीधा कहते हैं कि आप अपने observations वगैरह दे दीजिए. But what we do as a cost accountant, we also gives the our responsibilities and opinion on this, the cost account. We are certifying this, that is perfectly fine, but some of the language we have drafted for our cost audit reports, and we are also incorporating to these statements or the paragraphs as our responsibility and opinion on the cost audit report or the records, basically, that the company has prepared. The what we say in the auditor's responsibility, because मैं आपको just एक layman language में बता देना चाहता हूँ कि auditor's responsibility में हम बस इतना बता देना चाहते हैं कि हमारी कहाँ तक की responsibility है. We are not responsible for all the financials and accounting records of the company, right? Because these records have been already audited or examined by the other professionals or the other auditors. We are responsible for the true and fair view of the cost of production, cost of sales, and margin. We are not responsible all the financial transaction done by the company. So we have to understand that under section 148, the section specifically says that class of the company has to incorporate the utilization of books of accounts related to the utilization of material, labor, and expenses in their books of accounts. Means in class of the companies, these cost records have to be done. So we are not responsible for each and every financial transactions of the company, or whatever the things has been done by the company, right? These things have already been vouched or examined and reviewed and audited by the company, oh sorry, other professional or the auditor, statutory auditor. We are responsible for the true and fair view. We are giving our opinion and certification regarding the fair value of the cost of production, sales, and the margin. Correct? So I think we all must incorporate all these things in our cost audit report, right? See, now come to the, the now come to the certain observations, suggestions, and the disclosure. In advance, I want to tell you that when we will start discussing about each of the annexure, we will discuss that what observations can be arise and what are the things can be incorporated in the observation columns, right? What we have to check against those figures which we have incorporated, uh, which we have incorporated in the cost audit report. So while we are doing the examination or auditing of the records of the company, what the reference document we have to check, and if we find or if we found some discrepancies or some issues, then what observations can be placed on, right? Just hold on. Right. So we'll discuss the about the observations, but certain, the disclosures which are very common and generally I put or incorporate in almost of my cost audit report. These are very, because these are the things that I am incorporating. Maybe you know more or more, two, three observations that you are putting on your cost audit or incorporating in your cost audit report, but it doesn't mean that your observation is limited to these five. These are the common general which we are incorporating, but other observations related to the figures and the your audit, your examination of the records will discuss when we are when we'll start the annexures, right? So these are the things, basically that I place generally in the cost audit report. If you are doing your cost records auditing, if the figures or the financial figures are already audited, better you place your, better you write on your observation or the disclosures, right, that the financial auditors have audited and signed the financial statement, the cost statement, and other details presented by the management are based on the audited records. Why I'm saying this? Because in, in many of in some of the cases I have seen with me that when financial figures were not audited, and I have presented my cost audit report on the draft financials, right? Or the figures were not audited. So obviously, when the audit report was finalized, it was not mapped with the financial figure or the balance sheet of profit and loss account of the company. Then the other auditors have raised this query. So the problem is I cannot be wait, or I cannot wait my submitting of my cost audit report until unless the financials figure are audited, because I'm telling you, we are in the practical workshop. We will discuss the practical issues, not the theoretical. Because in the theoretical portion, I obviously can say, once the company has given you the annexures to the cost audit report that is approved by the, the board, so therefore there is no meaning of audit or unaudited figures of the financial auditor, right? So that doesn't mean for us. But generally what happens in our company, that company says that until unless my figures are not audited or freezed, I cannot give you my annexures or the data information. Am I wrong or right? Kindly write on the chat box. Kindly write. Company doesn't want mismatch the figures of the cost audit report and the financial figures. Therefore, they want from us to map the cost audit report with the audited figures. Therefore, it becomes difficult for us for conducting the audit because the financial auditor says that the auditor has to submit the audit report within 180 days, or sorry, within 6 months of the closure of the the financial year. It means 6 months means the financial auditor has to place his audit report by the 30th of September. Correct? But in my case, when it comes to the cost audit, it says you have to place your cost audit report within 180 days, right? So what happened? My due date becomes the 27th of September. Correct? And in the another case, when the generally the company asks for the extension of the annual general meeting by the 31st December or whatever time they have required, and generally the company gets this extension. Now the company says that we already got the extension, so our financials are still under process, right? The figures are not yet freezed, correct? But you also have to wait till I prepare my financials and close my financials. I'm talking about the practical issues, not the theoretical issues. Remember, please, right? Because theoretical, the law says many other things, but when we come to the practical issues, there are so many other things, right? So what we have to do, our responsibility, even if the company gets the extension, we have to submit our cost audit report by the 27th of September. Therefore, you cannot wait, right? I'm telling you, sir, even in case the extension is given, then what we have to do, we can give our audit report on the unaudited figures. There is no issue. But you have to place, or you have to write this disclosure in your audit report specifically that the cost statements and other details presented by the management are based on the unaudited records. Correct? You have to mention or you have to disclose this in your cost audit report, because as per law you cannot wait till the 31st December or whatever the time extension given to the company. So you have to submit your audit reports in a due date or within the due date. So with this disclosure, you can write this, and there is no compulsion on all of us. No compulsion that we have to place this cost audit report in the audited figures only. Correct? Just give me a second. Let me have a sip of water, please. See, when this the recently when this committee was formed and they have given some format of this cost audit report, which this committee has recommended to the government of India. What the correction they have been done in this CRA3, they have written that the cost audit report or the annexures of the reports are based on the audited oblique unaudited. Correct? Although the current the things whatever the available to us notified by the government is not mentioned here, that audited up oblique unaudited, therefore you can incorporate as a disclosure in your the para 2 of this cost audit report. So this is what I want to tell you, that you have to disclose this. You cannot simply give your cost audit report कि यार हमें तो figures मिली नहीं सर, audit हुआ ही नहीं, अब हम क्या करें, चलो unaudited दीजिए, no issue. Whatever the draft, records of the trial balance of the accounting records is provided to you, whether it is audited, unaudited, doesn't matter, but better you incorporate this disclosure in your report, correct? Okay. So the second thing is the quantitative records. Huge discrepancies and issues and concern in the quantitative records. My humble submission to the all of you, because we'll discuss about the management representation letter as well after discussing all the annexures, that what MRL we have to receive from the company, because you cannot take all the responsibility on your shoulders and head. So it is better to take the MRL of many things that we will discuss, what type of the statements or the management representation basically includes, right? So we'll discuss after discussing all the annexures. So the quantitative records of the related party transaction basis adopted to determine the normal price certified by the management, that has also be need to be incorporated in the MRL. These are the five, the common disclosure that I basically place in the even if I have reviewed, I place this, incorporate this into my the cost audit reports. And yes, one thing is very very important. I want to discuss or tell you all of you why I'm saying that it is a practical workshop, because I want to share the practical issues with all of you. Just have a look on the C part. Just have a look on the C part. What I said and what happening in the company, and this would definitely be happening with all of you and many of you, I would say, right? So what are the issues? That this is the first year when the company falls under the ambit of the company's cost records and audit rule 2019. Hence, the comparative figures will be available next year and onwards. The problem is, generally what happened, the turnover of the company was in the previous year, the 35 50 cr. Hence, the cost audit was not applicable on the company, correct? But the cost records was applicable, correct? Say yes, no. Okay, just respond me so that I can understand that this online session is more interactive than any physical mode, right? That's good, thank you so much. So what is happening, respected members, in all the companies, in the previous year the cost records was applicable, correct? But this year the cost audit is applicable. But what happening when I am preparing my annexures or cost audit report, right? The annexure doesn't includes the previous year figures. The company says, what company is saying, that यार पिछली बार तो cost records applicable था, cost audit नहीं था, right? तो हम Chetan sir, you said wrong. What is wrong? Anything wrong? Anyways, if there is some concern, kindly write. Anyways, uh, okay. See, let me continue. Let me continue. Just hold on. Correct. See, what is happening in the company? The company says the cost in the previous year, the cost record was applicable, right? Prashant, this has already been discussed in the previous session. I think you have not attended this the last session. So my request, all of you, if you have any queries, you just note it down. You just write down on the chat box. I will compile, or I will ask the admin to compile all the queries, and will revert all of you, whether personally or in the next session. Correct? Because in the last session, whatever the queries have been raised, I have already discussed with with personally with the members have raised the query. So I think no query was left. Even though if I miss something, so you can write on the chat box the previous queries and the current queries as well. I will compile and discuss at the end, right? Or in the next session. Correct. So let us continue. See, previous year the previous year the cost records was applicable, correct? But the current year the cost audit is applicable on the company. The company says I doesn't have the cost accounting, the previous year figures, because generally the company doesn't maintain the cost accounting records. But now the problem is, if the cost accounting records was applicable and the cost audit was not applicable in the previous year, you have to prepare even though you have to prepare the the previous year figures, or you have to incorporate the previous year figures of the cost audit report of the current year. Hold on. Right. So you cannot say that the cost audit was not applicable in the previous year, therefore we cannot incorporate the previous year figures. No, once the cost accounting records is applicable, then you have to incorporate the cost accounting or the previous year figures in your current cost accounting record. But the problem is, आपके पास तो कॉस्ट रिकॉर्ड्स है ही नहीं पिछले साल के. कंपनी फीस नहीं देगी आपको, कहेगी आपको काम दे दिया मैंने, आई हैव गिवन यू द असाइनमेंट, आई डजंट हैव द प्रीवियस ईयर फिगर्स. So what to do? Because the cost accounting records company doesn't maintain. When it comes to the cost audit, it is a statutory compliance. Then company eyes gets open, and then they ask for the cost auditor to do the cost audit. Right? They says I doesn't have the cost accounting records of the previous year, but you have to incorporate. What to do now? Right? So that is the big problem. But you doesn't have the cost accounting records, so you cannot qualify the report. You, because the company will not allow you to qualify the report. Right? So what to do? See, company will never allow you to write the negative statement in any of the cost audit or any of the audit report until unless there is a huge issues and you have to protect yourself. But the cost accounting records was not maintained in the previous year just because the cost audit was not applicable. But this year you have to incorporate the previous year figures. So you can write a statement like this is the first year when the company falls under the ambit of the company's cost records and audit rules. Hence, the comparative figures will be available next year and onwards, right? But this is the statement or disclosure for that case when the cost records and audit is the first year, means the first time the records and audit is applicable. Then you can write that this is the first year when the company falls under the ambit of company's cost records and audit rule 2019. Hence you cannot say that we the company doesn't provide us the company's cost, the previous year cost records and audit figures, and we cannot we are not able to incorporate, etc., etc. Company will definitely not allow you, and that is the practical issue. When we are talking about the theoretical issue, definitely everyone will say why you cannot write this. But it is not easy, when you are working for the company, and obviously you are conducting the audit, and company generally doesn't allow you, but you have to place all these things. So what method you have to choose, that you have to work on this, right? So some of the the such language you have to use that will definitely different the company as well. Or on the other hand, you should also place all the such observations, disclosure that you feel that it is necessary to incorporate. You cannot hide anything on that case, right? So you have to mention. Or suppose the previous year figure, the cost records was applicable, but audit is applicable in the current year only. Then what you can write, this is the first year when the company is conducting. Just hold on. conducting the cost audit. You cannot take the responsibility of the previous year on your shoulders, on your head. So you have to write that this is the first year when the company conducting the cost audit. This is the first year when the company conducting the cost audit as per company's cost records and audit rule 2019. Hence the comparative figures will be available next year and onwards. Correct? Got my point? Or language you can modify, as per your convenience. So it is not that you have to restrict it to this language only. My objective was only to convey you that you have to incorporate such observation, or you have to incorporate this disclosure in your cost audit report. You cannot simply submit your cost audit report until unless you doesn't have, or you doesn't incorporated the correct statement in your audit report. अदरवाइज कल को आपसे पूछा जाएगा कि भाई प्रीवियस ईयर फिगर कहां लिखी है, क्यों नहीं दिया आपने कंपैरेटिव फिगर्स। तो कंपनी तो बोल देगी कि भाई हमने तो दिया था, इन्होंने डाला नहीं। तो आपको कहना पड़ेगा देखो हमने कॉस्ट ऑडिट रिपोर्ट में लिखा हुआ है कि कंपनी ने पहली बार कॉस्ट ऑडिट करवाया और हम कंपैरेटिव फिगर्स अवेलेबल नहीं है, राइट। तो अगर आप जब ये ऑडिट रिपोर्ट सबमिट कर रहे हैं तो बोर्ड को इस पे आंसर करना पड़ेगा, करेक्ट। और anyways, so the next is the available capacity shown in the para B of annexure 1. This is the basically the installed capacity or the capacity available to the company for manufacturing the product. There is many issues in the certification of the capacity utilization or the capacity available to the company. In the excise regime, we have seen that there was I think ER7 which certify the capacity of the plant, of the machine, etc., etc., right. But generally you will not get such certifications in the current regime regarding the capacity of the company or the plant of the machine or whatever, right. So we have to certify this through the management only, and we have to get this into MRL as well. So हम ये डिस्कस करेंगे MRL के टाइम पे कि कौन क्या क्या चीजें हमें उनसे इंकॉर्पोरेट करवानी है, करेक्ट। थर्ड पॉइंट, फिफ्थ पॉइंट इज द रिकंसिलेशन। और अभी नेक्स्ट पैरा में अभी हम डिस्कस करेंगे कैपेसिटी कैसे कैलकुलेट की जाती है और ये इसका क्या मतलब होता है, इसको कैसे देखा जाए, करेक्ट। और क्या प्रैक्टिकल इश्यूज आ रहे हैं कैपेसिटी यूटिलाइजेशन में, ठीक है। Reconciliation of indirect tax, it is not basically related to the cost, the rule 5, I would say, the per unit cost of production, sales or margin that we have to determine, but it is one of the annexure of the cost audit report. So it is based on the GST returns. You all are well versed in the GST returns. Maybe we will discuss in the D6 annexures, which says about the reconciliation of the indirect taxes. But generally we do not audit, we do not conduct audit of each and everything of the GST, the GST documents or the GST papers of the company related to the GST things, because it is a matter of the the other GST auditors or the consultant or the company. So my responsibility is, that is the reason I have incorporated in my the report, that my responsibility regarding is, in our opinion and to the best of our information and according to the explanation given to us, I'm limited or restricted to the cost of productions, right, as per the general accepted cost accounting principles issued by the Institute of Cost Accountant of India, right. So my responsibility lies around to the the cost of production, sales of the margin. I'm not responsible for the financial transactions. I'm not responsible for the the taxes, indirect taxes, etc., etc. But yes, it is part of the annexures to the audit report. Therefore we have to carefully prepare all the annexures, and this should be in line with the statutory document of the company, right. Because when we are talking about the D6, D6 is basically reconciliation of the indirect tax, And reconciliation of indirect tax has to be in line with the GST returns, various GST returns that you basically file, GSTR 1, 3B, etc., etc. Correct? So these are the disclosure that commonly I place or incorporate in my audit report. So that is basically the CRA 3 or the audit report of the company. So my humble submission to all of you, while you are submitting your audit report, it is not simply that you have to certify this 8 points. Better you place or incorporate each and everything you feel that it is necessary to incorporate. This should not go simply whatever you want, or simply the format notified by the government of India. Correct? Okay, so now we'll start with the annexure A1, A2, or A4, and then B1. Correct? I'm just winding up this cost audit reports. Just hold on. I'm sure all of you are comfortable. Okay, that's great. I just want a response from all of you said so that this session can be interactive. Sir, sorry, we cannot take break, right? Because we'll close it as soon as possible. Let us complete all the annexures and discuss the important things in the annexures, and that will definitely benefit you. I'm telling you, you can have a sip of water, and for this you can take a break. But I request all of you to please hear and listen me very carefully till this session gets wind up, because many good things we are going to discuss during this. Thank you everyone. Okay, can you see this, the annexure, general information of the company? Can you see this? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. I want yes from all of you, not few of the members. There's almost 180 people, 190 people, members. Yes, I want from all of you. खाली CPRs के लिए आना है तो you can disconnect, because I can assure you, you will get your attendance mark. But if you want to join this session for to enhance your knowledge or learning purpose, kindly hear. Thank you. Yes. See, the SIN number of the company, I think I need not to tell you. This is the general information of the company, right? Name of the company, you can go to the master data of the company in the MCA portal, right? And you can write the name of the company. You will get the registered as address of the company, mail ID of the company, SIN number of the company, everything. Correct? So I will not go in detail of each and every information. I will discuss only those informations that is basically are relevant. Correct? Just wait. Now, date of beginning of reporting financial year. 20, if you are conducting the audit of the 23-24, then you have to write 1st April of 2023. Correct? This is for my young members. Date of end of the reporting financial year. If I'm conducting the audit for the 23-24, you have to write this 31st March 2024. Date of beginning of previous financial year. So kindly write on the chat box that what would be the beginning of the previous financial year. Kindly write fast. That's beautiful. 1st April 2022, correct? Okay, fine. I will move fast. In the same line, the close end of the previous financial year, correct? You can also write in the chat box, right? Level of rounding of the actuals in INR, right? If you are putting the, or the figures are based on basically the in lakhs or in CR or in thousands, you can write here. If you are having the figures on actual basis, you can write this in actuals. The important things, whether the Indian accounting standards are applicable. The biggest problem is my friends doesn't know whether the Indians is applicable on the company or not. So what is the way to identify that whether the company or the Indians is applicable on the company or not? It is very very simple. I will tell you two method to understand or to know that whether the Indians is applicable or not, right? आप या तो सीधा जाके कंपनी से पूछ लीजिए, एक कॉल मिला के, या जब ऑडिट के लिए वहां जाएंगे, whether the company is under the Indians or whether the Indians is applicable or not. Suppose नहीं पूछना आपको, तो क्या होगा? There is a specified criteria. Yes, there is a specified criteria that is basically prescribed by the government, that in such class of the companies the Indians is applicable. But the problem is everyone doesn't know what is the prescribed criteria of applicability of this Indians. And even if you know, you can Google or whatever you can do. I also have the criteria of applicability of the Indians. But suppose आपको उसको भी याद नहीं रखना है, तो मैं एक छोटी सी चीज आपको बता देता हूं. You just have a look. Yes, correct, Gandhi sir. You just have a look on the balance sheet of the company. You can also see just on the right portion of this screen that generally what you have seen in your company's balance sheet, that the liabilities comes first and the asset comes then, right? But in case the Indians is applicable, you will see the asset will come first and then the liabilities. So आपको ना criteria याद करना है ना कुछ करना है. Balance sheet, just have a look on the balance sheet and see whether the assets on the first, then the Indians is applicable on the company. Correct? This is one of the method that I told you. There are three things. You can call to the company, you can ask. Second, there is a specified or prescribed criteria. You can have a look on the company, or you can check. And the third thing is a very easy and simple thing that I have told you, that ki asset and liabilities को एक बार check कर लीजिए. Asset पहले आ गया तो means it is applicable on the company. Correct? Say yes or no. Yes or no, yes or no, yes or no, yes, 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 yes. Your yes will motivate me. It will encourage me. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. So next is now number of cost auditors for reporting period. Generally in the private sector, there is a one cost auditor only. But in case in the government sectors, that I have seen that in one of the company, there is 3-4 cost auditor for different branches. So accordingly you can write. But in generally in the private companies, you will see only one cost auditor, right? Or date of board of directors meeting in which an annexure to the cost audit report was approved. My respected members, this is very very important. Even the people in the companies, those who are looking on this, or I will not quote the name of the profession or anyone, but people doesn't know that there is a difference in the date of the board of directors meeting in which the annexures was approved, and and the signing of the cost audit report, or the cost audit report plays in the board of directors meeting, right? So generally what happened, I want to tell you in a very layman language, that होता क्या है कि company prepared the cost records. This is the theoretical things that I am sharing with all of you. The company prepares the cost accounting records. What loss is that I'm sharing with all of you. Once the cost record is prepared, that has to be placed before the board of directors. Correct? The board of directors will approve the annexures and the records and the cost statements, and then will give handover to the cost auditor for conducting the cost audit. Correct? and then cost auditor will conduct the cost audit of the annexures and the records that are basically approved by the board, and then will accordingly submit the cost audit report along with the annexures to the cost audit report. Means the signing of the cost audit report or the submitting of the cost audit report will be cannot be before the signing of the annexures of the cost audit report. Generally क्या होता है ना, कंपनी में मैं आपको बता देता हूं, कंपनी वाले क्या करते हैं कि सर हमारी कल बोर्ड मीटिंग है, कॉस्ट ऑडिट रिपोर्ट दे दीजिए. This is what happening in the companies that tomorrow, or they can say that 20th of May or 30th of May we have a board meeting, you have to submit the cost audit report. But once you say, sir, what would be the date of approval of the annexures to the cost audit report, they would say, अरे सर उसी दिन कर लेंगे ना, we'll do the same day ना, उसी दिन हो जाएगा सब. उसी दिन जनरली नहीं हो सकता, या तो उसके नेक्स्ट सेशन में होगा या नेक्स्ट एजेंडा में होगा. आप कंपनी के मिनट्स जब पढ़ेंगे ना, तो उसमें इन मैक्सिमम ऑफ द कंपनीज दे डजंट मेक इट सेपरेटली, they only they have the agenda that the cost audit report has been placed and approved. They doesn't have the agenda that the annexures to the cost audit report is approved by the board, and then in the next agenda the cost audit report is placed by the cost auditor. Correct? So there is two different things. I have seen in many of the companies, even from the secretarial department, they says नहीं ऐसा ही होता है, फाइनेंशियल में भी ऐसा होता है. नहीं होता ऐसा. The signing of the cost audit report either be the same date of the board meeting in which the cost audit report is approved, annexures of the cost audit report is approved, or after the date of the annexures of the cost audit report approved, right? But on the same date, you should have a different agenda items, you should have a different sessions of the board meeting. आपने अभी कॉस्ट ऑडिट रिपोर्ट दिया और उसके साथ ही आपने जन ऑडिट रिपोर्ट दे दिया, that doesn't give the correct picture. So my humble submission to all of you, to all the members, to convey to the the secretarial or the concerned department of the company that they kindly incorporate the different agenda in your minutes or your agenda papers, right? First is approval of the annexures of the cost audit report by the board. The second is the cost audit report. Both are different, they should be different. But generally I have, in many of the companies I have seen, they simply write that the cost auditor has submitted or placed their cost audit report in the board. They doesn't have the agenda of approval of the annexures to the cost audit report. अब आप रिपोर्ट के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से तो आप इसमें डेट डाल देते हैं, बट जब आप मिनट्स देखेंगे तो वहां ऐसा है ही नहीं. So my suggestion is better you convey to your concerned the department of the company where you are doing this cost audit, and convey them that they should be a separate agenda items, right? So the date of board of directors meeting in which cost audit report was approved, you can write any of the date. I say that 10th of May, correct? 10th of May 2025, correct? Just hold out this, and the whether cost audit report has been qualified or has any reservation or contains adverse remark. If yes, then say yes. If no, then say no. Generally, I don't know how many of you have given the qualified report. So generally say no or yes. It is depending on you or your cost audit report or whatever the situation is there, right? And the consolidate qualification reservations, you can write this that nil or yes or whatever it is, or you can say if it is there, you can write that it is a part of the cost audit report like this, because generally you doesn't have the qualifications, but you definitely have the observations that you want to place in your cost audit report. So what you have to write, observations and suggestions are part of the cost audit report. That I have seen you in the cost audit report that we have discussed earlier, right? Whether company has related party transaction for sale, yes or no. If the company has a related party transaction, you can write yes or no. correct? But there's one thing that the matter of discussion, or the arguments or the debate, I would say, because the our annexure says the related party transaction for the sale or purchase of goods and services. But generally what we do in the related parties transaction, when we are preparing the annexure D5 of the related party transaction, all the the related party transactions, whether it is the loan to the directors, or anything, any transaction with the any of the related party that is given in the financials, or in the records of the company we place. But it is always because our annexures of the cost audit report says only related to the purchases, because we are concerned about the cost of the product, right? Therefore this says only the related party transaction of the sale and purchase of the goods and services, not any of the services, or not any transaction that is happening within the company with their related parties or associate units. So only and only related to the purchase and sale of your product and services. Product and services, those who are your operating activities, right? Your main line of businesses, correct? Yes, job work is also be included, correct? Job work is also one of your the operating activity, and it includes in your, if it is an expense, then it goes to the direct expense, and if it is income, it goes to the other operating. So it is an operating activity, correct? It is okay with all of you? You say yes, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Meanwhile, let me have a sip of water. Very nice. I want yes from all of you. Okay, let's go to the another annexures that is related to the general details of the cost auditor, correct? This is whether the cost auditor is a lead auditor. If you are a single auditor, say yes, correct? If there is a 2 3 cost auditors, and then if you are a branch auditor, then you have to write no. Otherwise, if you are a lead auditor, then you have to mention that yes. But generally in the private organization, the company, the appoint a single cost auditor, then you can write yes, you are the lead auditor, because you are the only auditor in the company, correct? Category of cost auditor, partnership firm, correct? Firm registration number is this, name of the cost auditor, PAN of the cost auditor. I doesn't need to discuss, each and everything. Address of the cost auditor that is registered with the institute, right? Email ID of the cost auditor, office at MMC. This is my, the mail ID, right? Or my membership number, my this signing report. What are the products? Basically, because we have to report the cost audit report in the 8-digit HSN code. So all those products to which you are preparing the cost statement, or you are reporting the cost statement, all those 8-digit HSN code you have to place here, correct? SRN number, that when the the SRN of the CRA2 is basically the appointment of the cost auditor. And when the form is filed in the MCA portal, acknowledgement, basically the acknowledgement has to be received by the company, and that acknowledgement number is basically the SRN number, which is basically the service request number, SRN number, correct? See, very important. Earlier, what happened in the number 12th, where the number of audit committee meeting during the year for which cost auditor was invited. And second point is number of cost audit committee attended by the cost auditor during year. So I want to discuss with all of you about this suggestion, or this basically the point of this information. What happened if you recall that in your previous annexures, there was only and only the 12A, There was not, it was not segregated among the attended and invited. It was only that how many audit committee meeting was attended by the cost auditor. It was in the earlier. But what happened, as I already told you, that many of the suggestions we place, discuss with the appropriate authority and the institute, and if they feel that it is a very genuine, they definitely incorporate. So in the same line, in the in the appropriate department or of the government of India, we were discussing about this remapping of this annexures to the cost audit report. And one thing that we have discussed or suggested to the the concerned department, that you have, you are asking for the information that how many times the cost auditor has been attended the audit committee meeting. So the problem is, madam or sir, if the company is not inviting us, right, how we can attend the audit committee meeting of the of the company? So generally we write 000 or nil, right? So it is giving a wrong picture that the cost auditor is not attending the audit committee meeting. So they ask, so what we should do? We ask them, kindly segregate this. How many times the company has invited the cost auditor for attending the audit committee meeting, and how many audit committee meeting the cost auditor has been attended? This suggestion was given to the the appropriate department, right? Appropriate authority of this the cost audit in the government. Then they feel that yes, it is genuine. And one more important reason of segregating this or classifying this into the invitation and attended, what happened, we said that, sir, madam, generally if the company is inviting to us, then definitely the cost auditor will will be little serious about the cost audit report. And once you have been invited, it becomes my responsibility to join or attend the meeting. And once I am joining or attending the audit committee meeting, it becomes a responsibility of the cost auditor to go through each and every para, right? Each and everything of the cost audit report, because anything can be asked in the cost audit report, and the seriousness of the audit report will increase. You can see the previous annexures, there was only one, whether the cost auditor has attended, how many number of the cost audit committee has been attended by the cost auditor. Now the suggestion was given that these are the benefits regarding this or adding this particular point, and the government has, or the concerned department feel that it is a very genuine, and they have considered the suggestion and incorporated this. So now you have to write only those meetings which where you have been invited, because अभी तक क्या हो रहा था, कॉस्ट ऑडिटर का रॉन्ग इंप्रेशन जा रहा था, करेक्ट, कि यार उसने कोई कॉस्ट ऑडिट मीटिंग अटेंड नहीं किया. अब नाउ इट हैज बिकम रिस्पांसिबिलिटी ऑफ द कंपनी, or when it becomes the responsibility of the company to invite the cost auditor, now the company knows that the cost auditor will join the audit committee meeting, and the audit committee or the board can ask, or the committee can ask any question regarding this cost data of from the cost auditor. So what happened, the company is also now a little more serious about the cost audit report, because they know that the audit report can be asked, or the queries or the questions can be asked by the audit committee, because the audit committee includes the independent directors. They are not their own directors, but they are headed by any of the independent director, and they are basically constituted by the independent director. So a little more seriousness from the companies as well as the cost auditor, correct? So you feel that it is an important part? Yes, it is not an obligatory part to invite the cost auditor, but when they have to mention because when they have to mention that they have not invited the cost auditor in any of the in any of the in the audit committee meeting, then what happened, the independency of the or the about the audit, the question marks comes to the company that why they are not coming or inviting the cost auditor before the independent directors or the audit committee. Correct? Just hold on. Okay. Date of signing of the cost audit report, I already told you, either the same date when the annexures to the cost audit report was approved, or after the board meeting in which the annexures to the cost audit report was approved. Correct? So in case the annexures date was 10th of May, then it can either the 10th of May with the different agenda items, right? Or any later date. Correct? Place of signing is, I'm based on Delhi or wherever you are signing. Correct? Now for a few seconds you can have a sip of water. Yes, if you are a proprietor, you can write you are a proprietor in place of the partnership firm or the firm. Correct? Shivani, the kindly address doubt regarding Ind-AS applicability. I already told you that there are three methods, right? Either ask the company whether the Ind-AS is applicable, or second method is you can go through with the financials of the company and check whether the Ind-AS is applicable or not, because there is a prescribed format or the prescribed criteria of the applicability of the Ind-AS. Third point, in a very layman language, I told that if you doesn't want to call or to know anything from else, even you doesn't want to go through with the figures of the company, you just see the financials of the company. Generally you would have seen that in the balance sheet the liability comes first and then the assets, but in where the Ind-AS is applicable, you will see in the balance sheet the asset will come first. Correct? If date of approval signing is different, in that case the XBRL error. If date of approval and signing is different, then no sir, it is not the case. No, not at all. If the signing is before the approval date, then definitely the error will come. Just give me a 2-3 seconds. Okay. Now a very important para, A4 and then A5. Correct? For discussion on the A4, I will go some other sheets, right? Let me wind up this sheet. I will go to some other A4 because just hold on. मेरी आप सभी लोगों से रिक्वेस्ट है कि बिकॉज ये जो वर्कशॉप हम लोग करवा रहे हैं, बेसिकली दी ऑब्जेक्टिव यही है कि सभी लोगों को कुछ ना कुछ एक नॉलेज एनहेंसमेंट हो. तो आप लोग जो ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं वो तो कर ही रहे हैं, बट माय हम्बल सबमिशन की और भी अपने यंग मेंबर्स को, बिकॉज ये जो बेसिक चीजें हैं at least we should know about this, and we being the cost accountant, the company feels that we knows each and everything, at least the basic things about the cost audit field or the area. So my humble submission with the folded hands, I request all of you to kindly convey all your known friends to join this, so that at least CPRs नहीं मिलेंगे तो क्या हो गया, लेकिन नॉलेज तो मिलेगी, राइट? अच्छा, ये जस्ट होल्ड डाउन ना, ये कुछ दिक्कत आ रही है इसको शेयर करने में. आ गया. कैन यू सी दिस न्यू शीट? Sir, kindly do not ask for the recorded session. Let us complete this entire series, and then the institute will take a call on this, because once the recorded session will start sharing with all of you, nobody will join this, right? So, and if you will not join these sessions, definitely I would not be in position to be interact with all of you and can convey what actually I want to convey all of you. So better we join this session, and for the future reference, we'll see what the institute will take a call, right? Yes, the PPT of the previous session that have already been shared with all of you, but this is the practical workshop, so I will avoid to to present the PPT, because the first session was regarding the law and practices, right? So that is the reason the PPT was shared, correct? Okay, I will increase the size. Just hold on now. Okay, I have increased the size, correct? Is it fine? Okay. See, we have to prepare the A4 annexures, correct? So when we are preparing the A4 annexure, it is basically the the revenue statement, product wise or item wise revenue statement. One thing is very clear on this: it is based on the financial data, right? It has no relevance or no the linkage with the cost of production per unit, sales, etc. But yes, whatever the products you are going to report in your the cost audit report, right? You have to incorporate all those products in the A4, and you have to mention that what basically the revenue is. See, it is generally you have seen in the balance sheet or the profit and loss account or in the financials of the company, the in totality the revenue is given. And when you go to the schedules of the financial or the revenue, you will see maybe a major category is given, right? The product is the revenue of this product is this. The category is basically given, correct? Or basically the sale from the manufacturing, sale from the trading, sale from the service. This is this, right? But in the A4, if you are just suppose for a while that you are only engaged in the business of manufacturing, correct? Sir, please increase volume. Increase volume. I'm trying my best to speak with a high volume, but anyways, I will try. So the but in the financials we have seen that there is a major category is given, like the manufacturing, sales, service or trading, or even in the manufacturing the category of the the product is given, but not the item wise product the revenue is given. Why this cost audit report is different than any other document? Because it gives the item wise details, correct? So can't data be collected from the cost account records? See, we are discussing on the annexures right now, not on the cost audit report, because everything, whatever is incorporating in the annexures, that is basically taken from the cost accounting records only. There is no other source, correct? Yes. So, in the in the A4, suppose you are in the you are a XYZ limited company, you are only engaged in the manufacturing of the product, correct? So you have to segregate your all of your product, right? All of your product in the 8-digit code. Means if there is a revenue from the manufacturing of the company is rupees 1,000, suppose, then, and you are manufacturing 5 products, right? Then you have to give a revenue details of each of the 5 products. irrespective of applicability of the cost audit or not. आप पर कॉस्ट ऑडिट एप्लीकेबल है या नहीं है उससे कोई मतलब नहीं है. आपको यू हैव टू प्लेस ऑल द प्रोडक्ट्स, राइट? So let me give you one example. This is basically an A4, and how this A4 is being basically prepared, let me discuss with you. Correct? This was the sale register was given to me of any company. Once again, I'm telling you, my respected members, my colleagues, friends, figures are absolutely dummy. Kindly do not focus on the register, sale register, or the figures, that this should not be the figures or etc. etc. Right? It is all dummy figures. Correct? So this is the sale register is given to me, right? And the HSN code is basically, you can see here, this, the HSN code, correct? Can you see the sale register? Kindly write yes or no. I want all yes, all yes. Priyanka madam, don't worry about your membership number. Just write down the yes or no. Okay, that's great. Let us move. Just hold on. Someone is asking the link. Even it's already, I think, one, and they are asking for the link. Let me share with him if he can join. Even just, I request Vishal, are you there? Vishal, Vishal. See, sometimes what happen, that they are sharing the link through the mail ID in your registered mail ID. I think many of you are not able to receive the link for joining the sessions. So what I have suggested, that kindly make a WhatsApp group, right? So that he can share, matlab he will share in the mail, but I asked him to share in the group as well, so that you all can get the link on that WhatsApp group. If there is, some restriction on your WhatsApp, that no one can join you directly, no one can add you directly in the WhatsApp group, he would have send you the link for joining that WhatsApp group. So my humble submission to all of you to join that WhatsApp group, so that in the future you can ask the query over there. And second thing, but currently the purpose of this group is to he can share the necessary details regarding the joining link, timing, etc., etc., to that group. No, we are not in the Telegram. Will try to be in the Telegram, but currently I asked him to join the WhatsApp group, please. Correct? Okay. So this is the sale register. This is the HSN code. Correct? Or this is the basically the unit of measurement. Sorry. ये सारा डिटेल आ गया, and you can see this GST number, grand total. This, just suppose this is a sale register of a company. Correct? ये हो गया. मैंने पाइवट लगाया इसका. करेक्ट. फिगर्स आर एब्सोल्युटली डमी. करेक्ट. पाइवट लगाने पे मुझे HSN वाइड मेरे पास ये आ गया कि क्या क्या है चीजें. करेक्ट. 720410 is related to the all scrap. The 760200 is basically the aluminium scrap, etc., etc. Here you can see that 841459 is basically the fire damper, this. But the company has provided me this on the 6-digit code. Correct? But we need to report the cost audit in the 8-digit code. But here, the 6-digit code, the sale register, you can see in your screen, right? So the scrap is not the FG, correct? The scrap is scrap, it is not a product. So I will only identify the products, correct? So these were the products 841459, this fire dumper, etc., etc., 848180, or these are the products, correct? These are the services, you can see. Yeah, this was the sale register, correct? What I have seen that the total revenue of the company was this much, correct? What I have to do, just anyways. So this is the revenue from the operation of the company is, this figure is basically on lakhs, right? कंपनी की सेल लगभग लगभग 115 करोड़ के आसपास की है, करेक्ट? द सेल ऑफ द कंपनी इज 115 CR अप्रॉक्स, करेक्ट? So that is the basically the revenue. Other income is this. Now we have to prepare the A4, and this A4 has to be matched with the total income of the profit and loss account. Remember this, kindly write this in your notepad, that your A4 has to be mapped with your financial anyhow, correct? Whether it is a audited or unaudited, that doesn't matter, correct? Okay, so these are the audited figures basically of a particular company. That was the sale of the company. Now we need to prepare this, the A4 of the company. Just hold on. Yes, and this was the sale register given to me. I have done this, I have segregated with the pivot. What are the products? What are the scrap, etc., etc. The total sale was something like this, 167 or whatever. The figures will definitely with, the figures of the sale register will not map with the profit and loss account that I am showing you, because both are different companies, both having the figures are absolutely dummy. So please don't go into the figures of the this profit and loss and the sale register. Now the A4 is, I have identified that 6-digit code into the 8-digit code, correct? This 84818090 dumper, the description of this. The total revenue of the product was 1147, and sale of the services was, correct, this 9980. The service was covered or not? We can place this no, correct? Yes, because the cost audit is also applicable on the services as well. Therefore, we have to mention this, correct? This previous year figures are available or not? Say yes, yes, or yes, whatever, or no, as already discussed with you, right? This is the total operating revenue, right? From the operating activity other than other operating revenue. See, 11577.45, 11577, it is mapping, correct? It is mapping. So this is basically what I have done. The total revenue of the A4, oh sorry, of the financial, I have segregated this into the product and services, irrespective of applicability of the cost audit of the company, correct? Now I can see the item wise revenue of the company. Any issue? Say yes or no. Any issue? Okay, that's good. Let us move to the another. Now the other operating revenue. You have seen this sale register that it includes the scrap sale as well, correct? So the scrap sale has to be given in the other operating revenue, correct? Because the selling the scrap cannot be the actual operating activities. It basically includes in the other operating revenue. So that was the figure, correct? Total operating revenue, other income. What is the other income? Other income has to be mapped with the other income of the financial. Why I am saying you this? There is a certain reason Because when you will prepare the other annexures of the cost audit report, specifically in the D3 value addition, you have to mention the other income in that particular annexures, and I will show you when we will discuss the D3 D4, right, value addition of the company, right. Then while you are filing your cost audit report into the XBRL mode, if the other income of A4, please kindly note this, if the other income of A4 will not match with the other income of the value addition of the D3, then it will show an error. Correct? So what you have to do, you have to prepare the cost audit report or the annexure in such a way that it should also be feasible to file the cost audit report in the XBRL smoothly. Correct? So the better to have the other income same as in the financials. Correct? Other income, total revenue, exceptional this. If there is an exceptional income in your financial, nothing is given, no comprehensive income is given. This is the A4. Now a very important thing that has come, because आपने कहा होगा, it is basically the data or the figures are based on the financials or the P&L of the company or of the company. So what is the important thing on this and what observations can be seen in this? One, a very important thing that I want to share with all of you. Yes, it is true that the figures are based on the financials. We have done nothing. What we have done, only the total figures we have segregated into the item wise, which is the requirement of the annexures of the cost audit report, A4 annexure of the cost audit report. And the government want from us that we are getting the total revenue of the company, right? But we want the item wise revenue from cost audit. So kindly incorporate this in the annexure A4 that we have done. But in the bottom of this annexure, he or she, the cost audit report is asking, the annexure is asking the turnover as per GST records, right? Listen me very carefully. I already told you that the GST has no relation with us, but with the cost audit per cost of production, sales, or margin. But it has a relevance with the cost audit report, right? So the figures should be mapped or in line with each other. ऐसा ना हो कि यहां कुछ वहां कुछ. तो सरकार ने बोला कि भाई आपने टोटल रेवेन्यू फाइनेंशियल का दे दिया. Now tell us the total revenue as per GST record. When we will discuss about the D6, if we will discuss, because it has, I don't feel to discuss much about the D6. If you want, we will discuss in the coming sessions, right? But we have to prepare obviously the D6 while we are submitting the cost audit report. This is the cost D6 of the cost audit report, right? Just have a look on this. And the total supply, total sale is this, the yellow colored, you can see here, 1308391, right? So he is asking ki as per revenue financial is this and the turnover as per GST record is this, and what is the difference? Now we have to give the difference. Now the problem is wo kehta hai ki if there is any difference, kindly specify the reason. Correct? The problem is in each of the company, in every company, you will find the difference. I'm sure that there is no possibility to match the revenue figures with the GST records. There are certain transactions in the GST where you will find that this is basically amount of supply and that is given in the D6. But for the revenue purpose, it is different. So definitely you will find some differences on the GST records and the financials. And now the problem is not that we have incorporated the turnover as per financial, turnover as per GST, and now here is some difference. Difference is not the problem. You need not to worry that why this difference has come. The problem is what is the reason. ठीक है? That what is the reason of such differences. Now what you have to do, just wait for a while. Just wait. Okay, one information is that in the chat box, I think the Jeevan sir has given this, the WhatsApp group. So you can join here. The link of joining the WhatsApp group is given in the chat box. So after this session, or you can join this WhatsApp group so that in the future sessions, upcoming sessions, you can get link directly on your WhatsApp group. You need not to call anyone from the institute or to me or anyone else, right? It will be better for you. Sometimes the mails get failed to receive this right? So the problem is not the difference between the GST and the financial. The problem is what reason we have to specify, right? And the cost audit report is incomplete until unless the annexures are not there, correct? So it is better to have the or to specify the reason of such differences. But how we can identify the reason of such differences? See, what you have to do, you have to ask a company, because you are doing the audit, right? You being the auditor, you have all right to ask the reconciliations of the of different statutory documents. If you have a financial, if you have a GST records, the D6 is prepared by the company, A4 is prepared by the company. A4 is mapping with the financials of the company which is audited. D6 is basically based on the returns that the company has submitted under the GST Act, right? And the D6 is prepared based on such returns, which are statutory documents. If both are the statutory documents, then obviously the documents are available to the company and the reconciliation can be prepared. Therefore, you can ask to the company or you can request to the company to kindly give me the reconciliation statement between the A4 and D6. Because क्योंकि क्या होता है कि अगर कंपनी में आई एम टेलिंग यू मोस्ट ऑफ अस आर नॉट आस्किंग द सच रिकंसिलेशन. Few of you would have asking. I can understand. I'm not saying that everyone, but many of us are not asking such reconciliation. हम तो बस A4 को टोटल फाइनल करते हैं, वहां से डिफरेंस निकालते हैं और खत्म कहानी. और डिफरेंस नीचे जस्ट हमको कुछ ना कुछ लिखना है करके we just give a disclosure or statement that the reason is because of some diplomatic statements we provide bottom of this A4 only, right? So my humble submission to all of you to ask the company, kindly note in your writing pad, right, that we need to ask the reconciliation statement between the A4 revenue from the financial and the revenue as per the GST records, and whatever the difference it is, or whatever the then only you can identify the correct reason, correct? So then, and here you can specify. At least कल को आपसे किसी ने पूछ लिया, मैनेजमेंट चेंज हो गया, आपने देखा होगा व्हाट हैपनिंग इन द प्रीवियस, the even the cost audit branch is sending notices to the cost auditors and asking कि भाई आप बताओ आपने ये कॉस्ट रिकॉर्ड्स कैसे मतलब ऑडिट किया या क्या आपके ऑडिट डॉक्यूमेंट्स थे. तो कल को अगर जब आपसे पूछा जाएगा कि ये डिफरेंस आपने कैसे चेक किया था, then you should have some the backup document or the audit papers that we have asked the company this reconciliation, and while we have reviewed this reconciliation statement, such were the reasons of differences between both, correct? Then you can specify here. So at least you should have the reference document or something, audit document or audit backup, correct? To kindly note this, that you need to ask from the company the reconciliation of both, correct? Now let me give you some theoretical portion as well regarding this A4. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. this. I'm preparing some guidance note related to this cost audit, etc., etc. The basic things, basically, what is in the cost audit, what are the basic concept of this, you can see here. But let us go directly to the A4, basically, right? Kindly do not ask me to share this document with you. Anyways, see. What are the important things you have to take care while you are preparing this, the A4, correct? which which is important, considering while preparing or auditing this, because it will help you to give a correct or correct picture of the audit report, and in line with the guidelines principle issued by the government of India, correct? So that it can easily be, or it can be feasible to file with the XBRL portal, or whosoever will see your audit report, at least he should have a correct picture, right? I'm not talking about what is behind the cost records, right? How you have prepared or whatever. Currently, we are discussing on the reporting of the cost audit report. We will have a separate, the session on the cost accounting records on a specific industry or a general manufacturing, or after completion of this series. Remember this: your unit of measurement, NUM, should be from the as per custom tariff act. I already discussed in the previous session. I will not discuss again and again. CETA HSN code, 8-digit level, not 6 digits. Company is not providing us. That should not be the excuse. Is it? Are you available? Are you able to see this notes? Are you able to see? Kindly see yes or no. Okay, Zoom. Okay, I will do this. Just hold on. No, no. I can do this to this extent only. Yeah. Is it fine now? I think a little bit of I think now it is fine. It is fine, right? Okay. See, the unit of measurement should be from the custom tariff act only. You cannot say that company is preparing on some other unit of measurement, or it is an industry practice. I can understand it as an industry practice, but I'm sorry, for reporting purpose, you have to follow the CTA. This is strict guidelines that we have to follow. Covered in cost audit or not, that I have already discussed in the first session, yes or no, correct? Current and previous year figure is a different. Product 1, 2, 3 that I have already shown you in the Excel sheet. But remember this, the amount should be matched with the financial account of the company. This has to be mapped, write down. This has to be mapped with the operating revenue of your financial. Other income, this amount should be matched with your financial account. Correct? Total revenue as per financial, this has to be mapped. Everything has to be mapped, or this should be taken from your, the profit and loss account. See in the last bottom of this annexure, what I have written: company must prepare the reconciliation statement between revenue as per financial record and GST record, and identify the reason for the difference and specify here, right? In case the company is not providing this reconciliation statement, you can put or incorporate as your observation in your audit report. If you can recall, when I was showing you the cost audit report, I have shown that only 5 common observation or disclosures I have incorporated, that I'm generally incorporate in my audit report. But we will discuss about the observations annexure to annexure, correct? So now in the first annexure A4, we can have one observation which we can incorporate in our cost audit report, which is basically, we can write like this. It is hereby noticed that, or noted that, during the conduct of cost audit, the reconciliation statement reconciling revenue figures between the financial records and GST filing was not submitted You cannot say that it is not prepared by the company. Company will not allow you to write this. I'm telling you today only, right? But again, I'm saying you have to write in such a way that this should be a means it should be a comfortable for both of us, the client or the company, and for the auditor as well, auditor and auditee. Correct? It is hereby noticed or noted that during the conduct of the cost audit, the reconciliation statement reconciling revenue figures between the financial records and GST filing was not submitted for audit review. In the absence of such documentation, the audit team is unable to, or we are unable, you can write, you can modify accordingly, verify or report on the reason for any variances observed. Correct? So, such language you can have on this. Correct? Is it okay for you or not? Say yes, 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 or no. I want yes from all of you. Say yes, yes. Let me see that how many are are carefully listening me. How many of you are listening me? Let me see. That's good. Okay, so A4 is finished. I can wind up here, and I think all of you would have gained something with this discussion on the A4. Now, a very important part is B1, the capacity or the quantitative detail. I already told you that even in the 7 8 clauses that have given in the cost audit report specifically mentioned that we have examined the all the quantitative details, etc., of all of the branches. You need to certify this. So therefore, B1 or the next para is very important. We will try to close it in the next half an hour. Correct? Meanwhile, you stay with us. Just hold on. And the next session would be on the B2, the cost statement. I think this would be I think that will definitely go in a we have to discuss in detail, and this will definitely take a time. So next session may I request all of you to come और अपना ब्रेकफास्ट लंच वगैरह कर लीजिएगा आराम से. एटलीस्ट 3 घंटा हम उस पर डिस्कशन करेंगे, बिकॉज B2, the B1 and B2 and B3 also B1 and B2 is very important, the installed capacity and the cost statement. And then we'll discuss on the reconciliation, right? And D2 वो भी एक important है. अब जो आने वाले हमारे 3 4 हैं वो बहुत important है. करेक्ट? चलो अब हम बात करते हैं कैपेसिटी पे. Let me close this. Hukum Singh sir, it is not that everything is discussed in the first session, right? Yes, important things were discussed in the first session. It was basically the law and practices regarding the cost records and audit. But every session is new, every session is different. Definitely will share you the PowerPoint presentation that I have shared during the last session. But every session is important and different, right? So it was theoretical more, right? But now we are into going gradually in the practical aspects. Correct? Regarding the recording of this session, we will take a call after the conclusion of this entire series. So thank you so much for all your suggestions. Tell me one thing, that can you see the B1 in your screen? Can you see this? Yes, everything will be shared, the PowerPoint presentation or any other relevant information in your, the WhatsApp group. So that is the reason I said kindly join this. And admin, if you are able to hear me here, kindly post this presentation in the WhatsApp group that you have created, right? And I think through the mail it is already given to all of you, but yes, this will also be shared through the WhatsApp group. Thank you. So now let us discuss on the B1 quantitative details of the annexure to the cost audit report. So welcome to all of you in the B1, right? That's good. अभी हम now we are discussing on the one of the product, right, of the A4 that you have seen. And one more thing is that if the company is engaged in manufacturing a five product, right, out of the five products, if three are covered, two are not covered, right, you have to mention the revenue of all five products in the A4. That is very clear to all of you, right? But now the B1 will be prepared, or the next, the upcoming annexures will be reported only and only for the products that are covered in the cost audit. Means which are the products that need to be incorporated in the audit report, correct? So this B1 doesn't need to prepare for all the products, but only for those products who are covered in the cost audit report. That is the reason we have mentioned in the A4 that these are the products covered. This product is not covered, this one is covered. Yes, no, yes, no. So only yes products will be reported. The B1 of the B1 annexure will be reported only for such product which are covered. Correct? Anyway, okay. So B1 is there. So there are so many queries. We can discuss at the end of the the session, or we can compile all your the queries. Either I will provide you in writing in the WhatsApp group, or in the next session, beginning of the next session, right? So definitely each of the query will be resolved today, tomorrow, or day after tomorrow, but definitely the query will be resolved, because until unless the query has not been resolved, the benefit of doing these sessions and investing time here will, I think it will not be good, at least for me. So I will resolve all the queries. You need not to worry anyhow, right? Sure. See, this is the annexure that I have already told you that this has to be prepared for only those products which are covered in the cost audit. If out of five, three products are covered, then 3B1 has to be prepared for each of the product at 8-digit code, right? Mention this in your notepad. Let us discuss each and every item of the installed of this annexure. Installed capacity, boss. This is the point I have discussed in each and every cost audit. I'm telling you, this is the major concern, or the reason, or I would say the concern of the most of the companies. What happened when wherever I'm doing the cost audit, and I'm submitting my cost audit report before the board, or I'm presenting my cost audit report to before the board. So the most of the issues and discussions come in this annexures, right? Because in other annexures they doesn't have much problem, because we have the appropriate justifications. But the company, because the directors and the owners of the company are sitting on the board and discussing about the cost audit report, and they are well versed about the technical parameter of their company, right? What is the capacity of the company? What is the how much we are producing, how much we are selling, how much we are exporting? These are the things they are having into their tips, right? So we cannot say that the cost audit report can be presented by anyone anything, or they will be agree with all your justification, etc., etc., because they are far better and well versed on their technical, because we doesn't know the much technical parameters of the company, because they are working for their company, they are owner, they are knows all the nitty-gritties, and I would say everything about their company. सो द टेक्निकल पे मेरे प्लांट कितना बड़ा है ये मुझे नहीं पता होगा तो किसी और को कैसे पता होगा? मैं कितना बना सकता हूं, मैं ये कंपनी के मालिक को नहीं पता होगा तो किसको पता होगा? डायरेक्टर्स को नहीं पता होगा तो किसको पता होगा? राइट? सो इसलिए वेन एवर दिस एनेक्चर हैज टू बी प्लेस while I'm presenting my cost audit report, they directly ask me the question, no, this is the problem. One more thing I want to tell you, yes, even being the practitioner or being the cost accountant or being the professional, I feel that yes, there are certain issues in this annexures that have already been discussed with the authorities or the department or the institute, etc., etc., right? Definitely they will work upon on this, but there are certain issues that I will discuss with you. Anyhow, let us discuss what the annexure is saying, what we have to incorporate, and what type of the practical issues come while we are the presenting the cost audit report, because only preparing the audit report uh, is does not fulfill the purpose, because sometimes it happens that we have presented the cost, the annexures cost audit report, and the independent directors has the serious concern and issues specifically on the audit, on the annexures, because once you start discussing on the cost data of the company, I'm telling you it will never get end. So I have seen how much of the level of discussion happened or take place while we are presenting the cost audit report. So we need to be well versed, or we must be well aware that what we are incorporating in the audit report of the company, correct? Although these data has been prepared by the company, they present us and then we start doing the audit, etc., etc., but these are the theoretical things, you know very well, right? Anyhow, the installed capacity, how to the calculate the installed capacity. Let us understand first the what is the installed capacity. One is very easy way to find out the installed capacity is call the company and ask them, or एनी ऑफिशियल ऑफ द कंपनी, कि भाई तेरी इंस्टॉल्ड कैपेसिटी कितनी है, राइट? अभी हम डिस्कस करते हैं उस कंपनी के लिए जिसमें कंपनी एक ही प्रोडक्ट बना रही है, राइट? अगर कंपनी मल्टीपल बना रही होगी तो क्या इश्यू आता है, उस पर अभी हम डिस्कस करेंगे साथ साथ में. दिस एनेक्चर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, जस्ट हैव अ लुक एंड हियर वेरी वेरी केयरफुली, राइट? ओके. So they install, suppose the company is manufacturing in a single product company, correct? The what is the installed capacity? Means whatever the capacity available in the company is the installed capacity. That is correct. Yes, the product mix plays an important role. I understand. Let us discuss one by one, right? Even the we have also submitted to the company, or sorry, to the department or the government, that it is not feasible to to give the product wise installed capacity, right? And even the company is not comfortable to give such figures, which even they are not comfortable. But the problem is it is the requirement of the cost audit report, annexures of the cost audit report. But anyhow, whatever the problems available to us and how we can resolve, that is the reason this series of practical workshop has been initiated, right, or organized. So let us discuss these issues. Don't worry, and we will try to resolve each and everything. Few things I will learn from all of you, and few things means it will be a two-way, right? So let us go to the installed capacity first. First, we will discuss what is the installed capacity. The installed capacity is the capacity, maximum capacity available to you, right? Suppose, just hold on. एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं. Just have a look on this, the screen. Is it visible to all of you? Is it visible to all of you? Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay. Suppose the company is engaged in a particular product, right? Manufacturing, and the capacity of the manufacturing is 1,000 numbers, right? एक घंटे में कंपनी 1,000 यूनिट बना सकती है उसका. Just listen me very carefully and understand what is the installed capacity, what is the actual capacity, what is the normal capacity, and what is the capacity utilization, and what type of the issues are coming in the company, right? And some of the holidays are given, some data I have given you, the Sunday, other holidays, annual maintenance day, normal idle capacity. What is the normal idle capacity? The normal idle capacity, the distractions with the normal situations. मतलब टी ब्रेक है, आपका लंच ब्रेक है, जो होना ही होना है बेसिकली, राइट? सो दिस इज द नॉर्मल आइडल कैपेसिटी, right? And the actual production that I have given you. So this is the figure available to us. Let us determine what is the installed capacity, what is the normal or achievable capacity, what is the actual capacity, etc., etc. Correct? The installed capacity is the total capacity and the available to you. Means agar aap, if you can manufacturing 1,000 units in a per hour, then 365, right? Oh, sorry, it's 1,000 unit per day, correct? Sorry, the capacity is per hour. Okay. So just have a look on this. The 365 days is available to you in a particular year, right? 12 hours of a particular shift. Two shift is there, means you are working into 365 into 24 into 7, right? And two shift hours there, per hour is 1,000. So maximum capacity, installed capacity is 87.60 lakh units you can produce, which is actually not practically possible, right? Because nobody works to the 100% at the 100% capacity. It is possible in case of the service industry, but in the manufacturing, you would not have seen that any of the plant or the company or the machine is working at the 100% capacity, correct? So the installed capacity is the maximum capacity available to you, or as per data available to us. The Because why I'm showing you these figures, the purpose is not that you have to determine the installed capacity by this method, but let us understand the concept of the installed capacity or other capacities, the terminologies of the other capacities, right? At least my young friends, members, when we are visiting to the company and they are discussing such terminologies, they let at least they understand that what they are saying and what are the things. I know you all have been studied in your books and you are working, etc. You know very well, but let us understand the concept, correct? Now, the what is the normal capacity? Normal capacity is also known as the achievable capacity. This is the capacity which can be achieved, right? So the 365 days, obviously Sunday you are not working, suppose, right? The other holidays you are not working, right? So what we have done, out of the 365 days, minus 52, minus other holiday 15, or minus 25 annual maintenance and maintenance days when the production line is are stopped, right? So 25 days we are not working, right? And the 50 the other holidays have also been given, right? So total days available to me for the production is 365 minus 52 minus 15 of the, the other holidays, and 25 for the maintenance. Just for an example it is, right? Now the working the shift of 12 hours, But there is a normal idle capacity. Obviously, when you are working on a 12 hours, you have to take a break of lunch break, tea break, etc., which is given by the company to the laborers or the workers of the company. So the 2 hours are basically the normal idle capacity, which will happen in all the plants, all the organizations, that the company has to given to the workers basically, right? So days we have calculated, out of the shift 12 days we have reduced the 2 hours, because 2 hours is a normal idle capacity. We are enjoying our meals, we are enjoying our water, we are enjoying our tea, etc. So into two is two shift, and multiply by 1,000 units that we are producing each hour. So the normal capacity and the achievable capacity is the 54.6 lakh units. मतलब ये वो कैपेसिटी है जो कंपनी बना सकती है. अब मैं आपको एक चीज बताना चाहता हूं. जनरली व्हेन वी प्लेस दिस द इंस्टॉल कैपेसिटी इन द B1, द कंपनी सेज, यार क्या बेवकूफी वाले काम कर रहे हो, व्हाट you people are doing this, how installed capacity can be incorporated here? It is not possible, right? No company is working at the 100% capacity. So you have to incorporate the normal capacity here, the achievable capacity here, the practical capacity here. The normal capacity is the achievable capacity, and it is the practical capacity. Then you can take a percentage of the actual, the production, and then the capacity utilization. How you can say the installed capacity? But the problem is, my rule says that you have to, the prepare the annexures, the cost records in line with the cost, in line with the CRA1, correct? And in the CRA1, the installed capacity and the normal capacity is defined differently. And what the things I'm telling you is basically given in the installed capacity, that how the installed capacity is this and what the normal capacity is this, right? Correct. So the idle facility, yeah, so that is the thing, the practical issues coming before us. And the management of the company is disappointed on this particular point, because suppose the 1,000, the installed capacity, the actual installed capacity is 1,000, and the actual production is basically only, suppose the uh, 500, the capacity utilization is 50%. But what the management says, that you are showing my capacity utilization very less, we are working at the 75% capacity. How you can write this 50%? You are showing a wrong picture. I will not adopt this audit report. I said that the installed capacity I have to incorporate. I doesn't have any other option, because we need to prepare this in line with the CRA1, etc., right? Then what we ask, the company says, no, it is not possible, because you have to incorporate this, the practical capacity. The practical capacity is 750, right? And see that I am working at the 67% capacity. You cannot write this the 50% capacity. You are showing wrong picture to the government of my organ. You are showing a wrong picture of my company. So, but this has already been addressed to the appropriate authority, that the even it is not practically the correct to show the installed capacity at this point. We can show the installed capacity, but we can further segregate this into the normal capacity or the achievable capacity, so that we can determine the capacity utilization based on the normal capacity, not based on the installed capacity, because no one is working at the 100% capacity, installed capacity, right? So if nobody can work at the 100% capacity, then how the capacity utilization can be work out from the installed capacity? So this is the major concern raised by the management, and we have also, the place before the authorities. I don't know when they will take care of it. I'm sure that if new rules will come out, or the formats will be prescribed, these things will be considered. This is the problem when the only single product has been manufactured by the company. So now only let us understand, this was the practical issues, and this is the normal capacity, right? The normal capacity is the 54.60 lakh units. The actual capacity utilized is, see how much? The 50 is the actual, and out of the installed capacity. What we are doing currently in the company is we are taking this capacity utilization at the installed capacity. But it is a request to the government to modify this and let us incorporate this as a normal capacity instead of the installed capacity, so that a correct picture from the management side, and being the auditor as well, means the picture can be shown, correct picture can be shown, correct. So the now see what is the normal idle capacity. उस लंच ब्रेक में मैंने कितना, अगर मैं बना लेता तो कितना मैं नहीं बना पाया, वो 2 घंटे जो मैंने काम नहीं किया. So the normal idle capacity is the difference of the installed capacity, right, and the normal capacity or the achievable capacity. मैंने संडे काम नहीं किया, मैंने हॉलीडेज में काम नहीं किया, मैंने वो 2 घंटे काम नहीं किया, मैंने मेंटेनेंस डे में काम नहीं किया, इस वजह से जो डिफरेंस आया, दैट वाज बेसिकली दी 33 लाख यूनिट्स. और वो 33 लाख यूनिट्स बेसिकली प्रोड्यूस किया भी नहीं जा सकता, बिकॉज नो बडी कैन वर्क एट दिस 100% capacity or at the installed capacity based, right? What is the abnormal idle capacity? Any capacity lost, any capacity, right? Any capacity lost due to the incidence of the non-recurring nature. ऐसा कुछ भी, आग लग गई, स्ट्राइक हो गई, और any incident happen in the factory and the production has been stopped, and due to this abnormal nature the capacity has been the idle capacity has been so this will be known as the abnormal idle capacity, right, which arises due to the abnormal incidents or non-recurring incidents. So the actual abnormal idle capacity was the the I produced the 50 lakhs actual production. The practical or achievable capacity was the 54.6. मतलब 54,60,000 यूनिट तो मैं बना सकता था. I can produce the 54.6 lakh units, but actually I produced 50 lakh units. Means the 4.6 lakh units I couldn't produce, and it was not produced due to certain reasons which were not normal in nature, which were not recurring in nature, correct. So therefore this 4.60 units will be called as abnormal idle capacity, correct. So this was discussion about the capacity problem, right. The practical issues that I have discussed with you regarding that, the company or the management is not in the favor of putting the figures in the installed capacity. Sometimes they said that okay, whatever is written in the annexure, whether the installed capacity or whatever, but kindly put the figures only which is the practical capacity. Means भले installed capacity is written here, but the figure should be 750, not the 1000. The installed capacity was 1000, but they are saying no, you have to put it, you have to place, you have to incorporate only a figure of rupees 750 only, or sorry, not rupees, the numbers 750 units, correct. It is okay with all of you? Sir, we have to write in the, theoretically it is already notified by the government, so installed capacity is already given here, you cannot change it, right. But yes, what figures has to be put on or incorporate in the installed capacity, it is depending on the discussion with the company. And if you are putting the figures of normal capacity, I request all of you to write down the same thing in your the observations and disclosures, correct. Yes, or this should also be incorporated in your MRL, management representation letter, that we will discuss once all the annexures has been done. correct? Partha sir, you said why we need to listen to auditee. Sir, you cannot, work without listening the auditee. I'm telling you. Theoretical, it is easy to say, but practically, it is not that easy. So that is the reason every time I'm saying that we are here on the practical workshop, because theoretically anybody can, I can tell you whatever the law is saying, and you have, each one of you knows that what basically the law is saying, right? But the practical issues that we need to address and discuss, and how my young members can address such concern, are the practical issues that we need to discuss here, at least with our family members, sir. So it is compulsion, I would say, because we cannot be on, the in such a mode that we are an auditor, we will do anything without listening to audit. It is not that easy. And the annexures are basically the prepared by the company. We cannot change the figures, so we can only place the, we can only give our audit report. So it is better you give your observation or the disclosure in your audit report. This the only right you have. You doesn't have the right to change the figures the board has approved, right? So although practically it is happening that the things are getting changed, that I know very, I know this, but when we are talking about the practical issues, where we have to hear the everyone, correct? Hope you understand, sir. I'm sorry with the folded hands. If you, the intention is not to counter you anyhow, but only to discuss the practical issue, sir. No, we cannot, Pawan sir, we cannot mention normal capacity installed. It is notified by the government of India, correct? Yes, even it is the 1,000 is the installed capacity. We are writing the 750 because the auditee is giving you the 750 figure. He is saying I will not write the 1,000 because the wrong picture is showing here. एंड अगर आप प्रैक्टिकली देखें तो यस इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल कि आप इंस्टॉल कैपेसिटी पे काम करें. यू कैन गिव योर ऑब्जर्वेशन इन योर ऑडिट रिपोर्ट. यू हैव ऑल राइट टू राइट इन योर ऑब्जर्वेशन. यस, yes sir, Anil sir, we have to disclose this. I'm correct. Anyways, go. Let us move further. Okay, the capacity enhanced during the year, I will tell you, I will discuss with you each and every, the meaning of this capacity enhanced, what we can check, what the document we can check if we need to, and means if there is something enhance the capacity or something, this is whatever the things are here. I will go to my notes. Let me go back to my notes, correct? Just have a look on this. You have to ask the company this. You have to prepare this control chart of each of your product. When you are preparing this, the annexure B1, so you must have this item wise control chart. Stock, my young friends, kindly have a look on this. For your record, for your review, you must have this control chart, stock movement, what is the item wise stock, what is the purchase, and this purchase must be mapped with the purchase register, right? The production has to be mapped with your production register. Sales has to be, mapped with your sales register. This is the, the control chart. Basically you need to prepare, or you have to be with you. And what is the other adjustment? Any of the product lost, right? Or the product is given basically for this. I will discuss each and every item. Let me go to my notes, right? This basically chart, the purpose of showing this chart is basically to show my young friends or young members that you have to prepare this, the control chart, correct? And we'll go back. Okay, let us discuss first, because in this we have discussed about the when the company is preparing the single product, right? But the problem is when the company is preparing the multiple products, right? मेरी एक machine है, correct? मेरी एक मशीन है, उसमें 4 प्रोडक्ट बन रहे हैं, ए बी सी डी, करेक्ट? मैं आफ्टर डिस्कशन दिस पर्टिकुलर the multiple products, then we'll go back to our the notes, right? Suppose a company is there, XYZ Limited, X Limited. The installed capacity of the company is 1500 units, right? The total production is 1000, and the capacity utilization as per the Annexure B1 is 67%, correct? The company is producing the 4 products A, B, C, D. एक मशीन है, कंपनी है, वो कोई एक प्रोडक्ट बनाती है और 4 प्रोडक्ट बनाती है, ए बी सी डी, राइट? तो व्हाट हैपेंड, all 4 products are covered in the cost audit, all 4 products. It means we have to prepare, or we have to report the B1 quantitative details separately for each of the product A, B, C, D. Okay, before conclude this discussion, I want to tell you in advance that whatever I'm telling you regarding this multiple product, you need not to be restricted to this example only. You can, because it can be vary to company, discussion to discussion, industry to industry, and many factors will have to consider while doing this. But what are the practical problem coming to the cost auditors or our young friends members? Basically, when the product, the install capacity 1500, total production, actual production is 1000, and company is manufacturing 4 products, or machine एक ही है, right? There is a single machine that the company is producing 4 products from that particular machine. But we need to prepare the installed capacity, or we need to prepare the B1 separately for all 4 products. We have the actual production for each of the, the product A, B, C, D. But how to calculate the installed capacity for each of the product? Now it becomes a difficult, right? There are different arguments, different problems, different discussions, right? If I discuss in X Limited, they have a different view. So they are asking, no, kindly incorporate these figures in each of the product as installed capacity. If I'm discussing in the Y company, they have a different views. But the problem is, I believe that the installed capacity of the each of the product cannot give a true picture. I believe this. It is not possible to determine, the installed capacity from the product which is manufactured or produced from single, the machine or the production line, because you will have the capacity of the entire production line says 1500 units. It is not like that the A के लिए इतनी होगी, B के लिए इतनी होगी, C के लिए इतनी होगी, D के लिए इतनी होगी. It is not the case, and product wise capacity is not available with the company. That is very clear. Sometimes even the category of the product may be available with the company, but when you are talking about that we need to report at the 8-digit code, and you provide me the installed capacity at the 8-digit code, the installed capacity, I am telling you, every company will say, भाई मेरे पास नहीं है, इसका कोई तरीका निकालो. Is it or not? Kindly write yes or no. Is it or no? What practical issues are coming with the company? Just have a look on this, right? See, there is no thumb rule. There is no particular guidelines or guidance note from anyone, or from the means any authority, institution, or whatever, right? There is no such book which can say that if a company, if a the production line having a 4 product, and then there is a single installed capacity of the entire production line, then you can segregate this into this. All the cost auditors are doing at their capacity, or they have a different views and different method to calculate this. But I will discuss with you 2 views, right? 2 of my discussions with the companies in a different companies. It is up to you. I'm not saying you to restrict with my views only, because how a costing is different with the accounting. Accounting is based on the thumb rule, right? Accounting is based on the golden rules. डेबिट व्हाट कम्स इन, क्रेडिट व्हाट गोज आउट. जो भी कम इन होगा वो डेबिट होगा, जो गोज आउट होगा वो क्रेडिट होगा. इट इज वेरी क्लियर एंड इट इज गिवन. But in the cost audit or the cost accounting, if something is this in a particular case, it may be the different in some other company or some in the in industry. So it is, the costing is all about application of mind. It is not based on the particular principles or the rules, I would say, right? That is the reason you would have seen in our cost accounting standard and the CRA 1. वो कहता है कि जितना बेस्ट पॉसिबल आप मैच कर सकते हो कर लो, और अगर जब नहीं मिलेगा, जब आपको बेस्ट पॉसिबल नहीं हो पाएगा, तो लास्ट में आपको जो ठीक लगता है वो कर लेना. ऐसा है नहीं है. आप कोई सा भी कॉस्ट अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड, सम ऑफ द थिंग्स हैज ऑलरेडी बीन स्पेसिफाइड कि मटेरियल कॉस्ट क्या होगा और वेजेस क्या होगा, सैलरी क्या होगा, दैट इज ट्रू. बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू द एलोकेशन अपॉर्शनमेंट, have a proper the, see in the proper software you have to incorporate only. You can see even the software will, one of my the member, respected members, has mentioned that it is possible to extract the normal capacity of each product at SKU level if company have a proper software. I didn't find the proper software till date. I'm telling you, I am working in all big corporates. I didn't find. Whatever you will provide the input to the software, then only the output will come. आप जो मेथड उसको देंगे इंस्टॉल कैपेसिटी का, और वो इंस्टॉल कैपेसिटी वही वो आपको देने वाला है, राइट? सो वो भी कुछ ना कुछ कैलकुलेट करेगा. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो साइंटिफिकली आपको पहले से बता देगा कि अगर आप ए बनाएंगे तो इसकी ये है, बी बनाएंगे तो. यू हैव टू यूज सम मेथड, right, to calculate this. Or I'm telling you, in many of my gen companies, nobody is able to provide me the 8 digit, the installed capacity at 8 digit level code. Theoretically we have to incorporate, but practically it is, it is not that easy, I'm telling you. Right? Anyhow, that is good that we are discussing here, and this is the objective of this practical workshop basically. Okay, let me share my two of the discussion with two companies. One of my company says that, just hold on. अच्छा, सपोज पहले ये एग्जांपल देख लेते हैं. 1500 यूनिट इज द इंस्टॉल कैपेसिटी, द 1000 इज द एक्चुअल प्रोडक्शन, एंड द एक्चुअल प्रोडक्शन ऑफ द ABCD इज गिवन टू अस. It is the 350 product is produced of product A, B, C, D, and all these products are given at the 8 digit HSN code, right? Correct. Now to calculate the installed capacity, now I am preparing the B1, correct? So while I am preparing the B1 of the product A, I asked to the company, kindly provide me the installed capacity of product A. उसने कहा यार कैसी बात कर रहे हो आप मेरे दोस्त, मेरे पास मशीन है, अब मैं कैसे बताऊं आपको हाउ इट इज पॉसिबल टू डिटरमाइन फॉर द प्रोडक्ट ए. मेरा तो कहीं सर्टिफिकेट में ये कोई लिखा है, कल को मैं तो DE भी बना दूंगा, F भी बना दूंगा इससे प्रोडक्ट. तो मैं कैसे आप आज की डेट पे आपको इंस्टॉल कैपेसिटी दे सकता हूं? हाउ इट इज पॉसिबल? आई सेड बात ठीक है सर, बट मुझे तो आई नीड टू इनकॉर्पोरेट दिस एनी हाउ, मेरे पास ऑप्शन नहीं है, करेक्ट? आई हैव टू इनकॉर्पोरेट दिस इनटू द कॉस्ट ऑडिट रिपोर्ट. अरे यार दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल, मैं क्या कहां से लेके आऊं? आप देखो कोई मेथड निकालो. सर इट इज मैं हाउ आई कैन यूज माय मेथड? इट annexures आर प्रोवाइडेड बाय द कंपनी, so you have to give me the installed capacity of each of the product. This is your responsibility, not mine. What the company says, then are yaar what you are saying, install capacity means how the installed capacity can be calculated for each of the product. Mera ek plant, even I am telling you, I was our cost audit report I was presenting for a particular auto company, and it is a big auto company, and that auto company was saying yaar ye kya hai product wise. The director has started crying ki how you can present this item wise, hundreds of the products, and you are saying कि यार तुम्हें मतलब auto products, मतलब auto products I can tell you my plant capacity, how I can tell you the HSN code wise product capacity. And this I am telling you the company where the SAP has been, the SAP is there, and the auto, that client is a giant auto client, right? Even though they are saying कि यार ये कैसे मतलब पॉसिबल है, हाउ यू कैन मेंशन दिस. पहले तो आर्गुमेंट इस बात पे हुआ कि हाउ यू कैन से द इंस्टॉल कैपेसिटी एंड द नॉर्मल कैपेसिटी. When I started showing this to the item wise capacity, they said their cost audit report is, has no use. You cannot do this. My capacity is the capacity for the auto products. My plant capacity is there. I can tell you that this number of units I can produce and total this product has been produced. I can tell you that class of the products or category of the products. But what this HSN code, 8-digit HSN code, I can tell you the installed capacity. That is not possible. Then I requested, sir, I absolutely agree with you. But what we have to do, we need to present before the, this basically the notified by the government of India. It is there is no role of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India and as a cost or being the cost auditor. We have not prepared and notified this. This is basically by the government. Government wants such information. Then what I do? What government will do of the installed capacity of the item wise? Sir, I don't know what they will do. But the important thing that we have to prepare this. The first thing that we need to prepare this, क्या यूज होगा क्या होगा, that is a different discussion, correct. But first हमें तो बनाना ही है ना. We cannot say कि zero capacity है. Okay, so what happened, then we reach to the conclusion, right. एक ने बोला, one of my client says, your install capacity is install capacity means whether I am producing the A, B, C, D, then the capacity of producing that particular plant or machine is 1500 only. चाहे वो सबका मिला के करो, चाहे वो आप 3 का करो, चाहे एक ही प्रोडक्ट बने तो भी इसका 1500 रहेगा. अगर आप इसका 2 प्रोडक्ट बनाओगे तो भी इसका 1500 ही रहेगा. क्योंकि अगर मैं खाली प्रोडक्ट ए बनाता तो बताओ क्या इंस्टॉल कैपेसिटी होती. तो मैंने कहा सर जब आप इंस्टॉल कैपेसिटी ए की बनाएंगे हम तो उसमें 1500 यूनिट लिखेंगे. उन्होंने कहा ओके फाइन. तो अब क्या आपको लगता है कि अगर मैं 2 प्रोडक्ट बना रहा हूं लेकिन इंस्टॉल कैपेसिटी का मतलब होता है मैक्सिमम कैपेसिटी अवेलेबल फॉर ए, वो तो मैं बी डी प्रोडक्ट बना रहा हूं ना. दैट इज माय प्रॉब्लम. बट हाउ मच कैपेसिटी अवेलेबल फॉर ए इन द कंपनी. So I said, okay, sir, what do you want to say? He said, I want to say that the install capacity for each of the products should be 1500 because the capacity will remain, install capacity will remain same irrespective of I'm producing product 1, 2, 3, 4. So what was his version is, it was not my version. One of the respective member says that why we will hear to the auditing. Sir, we have to hear, right. So these are the practical issues coming, then we have to hear the auditing as well. So he said 1500. I said okay sir, then what would be the install capacity for B? He said 1500 for each. Whatever the capacity utilization is, I will give you in the MRL. You note down in your the note of the or the disclosure or the suggestions in the cost audit report that we have determined the install capacity of this product based on this. But my install capacity is 1500. I cannot reduce it, right? Because I have a single plant company, single machine. I am producing 4 product or 5 product. That doesn't matter. But I have the capacity of that. And you mentioned 1500 in each of the product, right? But and what is the second opinion that I will share with you? Now it's up to you. I'm not saying you what to do, right? Now it's up to you what to adopt, right? Or you convince to your client. It is up to you, correct? See, the Gandhi sir said that the capacity is common for all the product. This is the assumption, correct? Right. So it is up to the cost auditor what they have to assume, and it is up to the auditee as well that what the method they are assuming basically. And the same would be specify in the cost accounting policy. You can write down this into the cost accounting policy as well. We have determined the installed capacity based on this. There is no restriction or compulsion to determine the installed capacity of each of the product with a particular, the method. But you need to disclose this in the audit report as an auditor and the audit or in the cost accounting policy of the company by being the auditee or the client, right? Just have a look on this. Okay, see, the another client says, यार ये तो ठीक नहीं लगेगा, दिस विल नॉट गिव अ ट्रू पिक्चर कि 1500 आई मेंशन इन ऑल ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट, राइट, एंड माय कैपेसिटी यूटिलाइजेशन would be very low, very less. So better what we can do, we reach to a conclusion, right? What the client has suggested, or what the methodology they have adopted to determine the, you know, the installed capacity of each of the product. They said, see, total production is 1000 and my actual production is 350, correct? So 35% portion is this, correct? Means I have used, I have produced the 35% of the total production. In the same line, I have a right to use the 35% of the installed capacity. Correct? Getting my point? What he said, you could have a different method. You can use the machine R, etc., etc. Just the things that I am discussing with you. Yes, that is true, Sanjay sir. That install capacity is a technical aspect. It should ideally be given by the technical expert. Correct. But you know that what is the practical things happening in the company. Even when we are asking to the company, right, that this is the technical things that the engineers or the production team has to be given this, that what basically the you know, the installed capacity of the each of the product. Even they suggest us the second opinion that I'm discussing with you, the production team has only suggested us, that I'm sharing with you. You know, that the he said that the my portion of production 30 of the total production is 35%, right? And the B says that I have a portion of 25% only, correct? Correct? Then I have a right to use 35% of the installed capacity. Therefore, I will mention 525, 375, 225, 375. The actual capacity is the same as 67%, and my plant capacity utilization is also 67%. Therefore, I feel that this is the right method to give the item wise installed capacity. Still, I'm saying you need, yes, Akhilesh sir said that in case of spinning mills we express the spindle installed. Correct, sir. There could be a different methods. That is the reason I told you that, you know, in the different companies, the industry to industry, company to company, that will vary. But the general practice or general things that I can share with you, or discuss with all of you, these are the practical issues that are coming before us, and how we can address or resolve, that is depending upon the auditee and auditor discussion between both of us, and then only things can be resolved. But still, I feel that it is still difficult, and the it is still difficult to give the correct picture, you know, of this, because why the item wise correct picture, install capacity picture cannot be given, because if I use this method, if I use this method, then next year the install capacity will change, correct? Because maybe I will produce 250 only of this particular product, right? The install capacity would be change 375. So so different views is there, but the company says my plant capacity utilization is 60%, and each of my product should have the capacity utilization of 67%. Therefore, I will use only that portion of installed capacity, that much I have actually produced. And this is the way that the company reached to the conclusion that such figures has to be incorporated as installed capacity in the each of the product, right? Then one of form of regulated cost auditing itself. Partha sensor, I partially agree with you. So, anyways, this is not the right platform to discuss this, and I appreciate and all of means all of your views and all your rich experience. So, but definitely we'll discuss in some in other platform, because this is basically, I understand that there are many, the many issues are there, because even the committee has been formed by the the government of India, because there was so many issues was there in the current cost accounting reporting formats. So the main objective and purpose of constitution of this review committee was to to modify the reporting format in such a way that it can be benefit to the government of India and to all other stakeholders, right? Anyways, let us go to the my notes that I have prepared, and let us discuss each and every aspect of this particular this B1 annexure. Correct? अब का बॉस आपने ये तो बता दिया कि ये एनेक्शिया B1 है, आपको सबके लिए बनाना है, सारी चीजें हैं, ठीक है। मुझे चेक क्या करना है? करेक्ट। और what are the things I have to check? And can you further elaborate that this capacity enhanced during the year, and how I can cross verify or map this, right? And what are the capacity through the leasing arrangement? What is the capacity through the loan license? Generally, I have seen people knows only that the install capacity concept. But what if the capacity is enhanced, correct, or through the different modes or methods? Let us discuss each and every in a I understand that it is already 2 and will close in the next 10 to 15 minutes. See, the install capacity is a maximum capacity available to the available with the company, that we have already discussed the methodology to determine the install capacity, right, in a multiple product or in a single product. In case of multiple product, it is up to the client, it is up to the auditor, or it is up to the consultant or a professional, and whatever the methodology or method has been used, that can incorporate either in the disclosures of the cost audit report or in the cost accounting policy prepared by the company. Correct? The capacity enhanced during the year, this is very important. जनरली क्या होता है कि पिछली बार मैंने कैपेसिटी दिखाई 1000 की, मैं प्रैक्टिकल इशू की बात कर रहा हूं, right? I'm talking on the practical issues. What happened? The person who was preparing the cost records of the company was X, Mr. X. He prepared, he said that the installed capacity is 1000. आनंद फानंद में कॉस्ट ऑडिट रिपोर्ट अप्रूव्ड हो गई, पास हो गई, चल गए, कैपेसिटी यूटिलाइजेशन वाज 30%. Just suppose, just assume it, right? What happened? The new people has come, right? And in the company, and then the company says that the cost audit is very important for all of us. Now we'll take care of each and everything. We need to prepare, uh, we have to take care every aspects of the cost data. uh, that then we have seen that this installed capacity was discussed in the boardroom, and the board was very angry that only 30% utilization of the capacity of the company, and they further directed to the officials of the company that it is not possible. But somehow, because we are close to the due date of submitting the cost audit report, let us approve this. I'm telling you the practical issues, right? Let us let us approve this,
but this need to be revised, or this need to be, review from the year next year and onward, right? We are closing in the next 15 minutes, Aradhana ma'am, next 15 minutes only, right? Okay, so what happened? So लास्ट टाइम था कैपेसिटी 1000, इस बार हमने कहा कि नहीं, हमें कैपेसिटी हमारी 50% पे चलती है, तो अब हम इसको इंस्टॉल कैपेसिटी को हम क्या करेंगे, कम दिखाएंगे या ज्यादा दिखाएंगे, वट एवर इट इज। हमने कैपेसिटी को एनहेंस कर दिया, हमने कहा कि नहीं हमारी कैपेसिटी बड़ी है, या हमने ज्यादा दिखा दी थी तो हमें कम करनी है, वट एवर द केस इट इज। तो हमने कैपेसिटी को चेंज किया तो हमने क्या किया, अब हमारे पास जब ऑप्शन आया कि पिछली बार 1000 था तो इस बार कहां डाले, यू कैन नॉट डायरेक्टली पुट कि आपने 200 इंस्टॉल कैपेसिटी एनहांस किया 200 यूनिट का, तो आप सीधा ऊपर लिख दोगे इंस्टॉल कैपेसिटी इज 1200। नो, the 1000 is your install capacity. Further 200 what you have enhanced, you have to mention in either in the B column, C column, or D column, right? So you have to mention this in the B column, that the capacity enhanced due to the additional machine production line or plant. You have to give a specific reason. My respected members, if the capacity is enhanced during the year, this must be mapping with your, the fixed asset register, or this should be reflected in the FAR, because new machinery, new plant has been added, that you have to cross verify this. You cannot simply say that the yes capacity enhanced, the company has mentioned the capacity enhanced and you have approved it. No, you have to examine this, or you have to cross verify this enhancement of the capacity, because it will affect your capacity utilization, or it can affect your absorption rate. Therefore you need to cross verify this with the actual transaction of the company, whether the enhancement is there or not. If not, then you have to put this in your either disclosure or observation, right? So you need to cross verify this FAR, or if the machine, for the machine has been purchased, production line has been installed, definitely there would be a capex. Then you have to cross verify with this. Capacity available through the leasing agreement. What is this capacity available through the leasing agreement? This is basically what happened. I am a X company, I am producing X manufacturing company, I am producing a product A, B, right? And I further feel that I need to produce, because I received some of the orders from the company, some my customers, and I have a limited capacity, so I need further capacity. But the factory is, the space is limited to me, so I cannot produce at my own premises. Therefore I will take the other, some other factory, or the, some other facilities where I can produce this goods. Therefore, but the important thing is capacity available through leasing agreement arrangement. इसका मतलब ये है कि हमने सिर्फ स्पेस लिया है, करेक्ट? हमने वहां पर अभी मशीन लगाने की जरूरत है, हमें अभी वहां वर्कर्स लगाने की जरूरत है, हमने only and only we have hired a space, correct? So this is the facility that we have to make, the rental space, I would say, that we have taken for our further manufacturing. So that is, if you have enhanced your capacity through the leasing arrangement, here you have to incorporate that particular amount of quantity, right? But the point D is the capacity available through the loan license and the third parties. There is a two things. In the appropriate authority, if you are producing some type of, subcategory of products, and you have to apply to the authority, and the some of the, the manufacturing facilities are empaneled with the appropriate authority, or the concerned, the local government authorities. Here you can, you can apply that I need to prepare, I need to manufacture these particular for product, and kindly give the the plant capacity, or whatever the facilities available to you. Generally क्या होता है कि हम भी being the consultant or being the auditor are empaneled in a particular company, right? अगर उनको उसकी किसी चीज की कंसल्टेंट की जरूरत पड़ती है तो दे हायर फ्रॉम दीज 4 5 six products, six cost accountants, right? So in the same line, some of the manufacturing facilities are enrolled with the appropriate department, authority, local authority. The company can approach to that authority or through the third parties. In the third parties means the job work, correct? I can ask to the Y Limited कि भाई मेरा ये प्रोडक्ट बना के मुझे दे दो, right? So there is a difference in the point C and point D. Point C, you are asking or you are, looking for a space for manufacturing your product, right? You have to arrange or you have to establish the manufacturing facility in the space, right? Hired space or rental space. But here the manufacturing facility is already available. You only need to approach the the job worker or that facility or to the appropriate authority, right? The difference in the C and D is you have to the first in the case you have to establish the manufacturing facility. In the D, there is you need not to arrange the manufacturing facility. You only approach to the third party or to the appropriate authority. They will produce on behalf of you. But in the C column, you have to produce that in space of some other, right? It is not your space. The space is taken on the rental and you are manufacturing on that place. But in the column D, you someone else is producing or manufacturing on behalf of you, right? So you can review, you can check the approval letter from the authority or the contract agreement or any other legal arrangement you have done with the job workers. So if it is not available, they have directly put the enhanced capacity through this mode. You can put this into your observation, right? In the column C, you can go through with the contract or the lease agreement with the lessor, and you can also further verify the vendor ledger and the bank statement to verify whether these agreement is actually valid, or are we making the payment or specified amount of payment that is basically given in the agreement, right? So if it is not available, then you can put it on your observation column, correct? This is the total capacity, total available capacity, right? In the next 10 minutes, we are winding up. Self-manufactured is the self-manufactured that you have to verify this from your production register. See, as per section 35 of the CGST Act, it specifically mentioned that the company has to maintain, it is a statutory document. No company can say that we are not maintaining this. Item wise, it is not based on the HSN code. It is on based on the SKU level. Item wise, the company has to maintain all the production, all the sales, all the purchase, all means each and every item of the fixed goods, WIP, raw material, etc. So no company can say that this document is not available to us. The production register, purchase register, sale register, this is a statutory document now under the Act of CGST, correct? So the production can be further verified, the produce through the job worker, etc. Right? Now the important thing is that I have already told you that production can be further see with the CGST Act, capacity utilization. We have discussed in detail that what are the practical issues are coming into the capacity utilization. But yes, whatever the things are available to us, we can only give the percentage with the installed capacity. There is no scope to write this installed practical capacity, normal capacity, achievable capacity, etc., etc. And if you find that there is a relatively high variation in comparison of the previous year figure, you kindly write this into your observation that this particular product, the variation of the capacity utilization is high or low or whatever, relatively high or whatever. Or if you want, or if it is available, the reason is available with you, you can also specify that particular reason. See, this is very important part, the finished goods purchase. The rest of the part is not that because it is already you are well known to this. The domestic purchase of the finished goods and the import of the finished goods. My respected members, this purchase of the finished goods of that finished goods which is same as you are manufacturing. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप कोई सा भी प्रोडक्ट जो मैन्युफैक्चर कर रहे हैं और सॉरी कोई सा भी प्रोडक्ट खरीद रहे हैं आप इधर डाल देंगे. नो, this product is basically this B1 is basically prepared for the HSN code, this 81 or something, whatever 8-digit code, whatever it is, right? If you are if you are into the business of trading, right, if you are into the business of trading of the same product as well, sometimes what happens that we receive the higher orders and I manufactured only 100 quantity, but I received the order of 120. What I do, I purchase 20 quantity from the outside and then I sell this, right? So these 20 quantity of the same product will be shown here, right? You cannot mention any of the finished goods purchased here. So this should be the same product for which you are preparing the B1, which is manufactured by the company, correct? In the same line of the import of the finished goods, you can verify this with the purchase register. If it is not mapping with your purchase register, you can put it, or you can incorporate, or you can write in your observation or notes of the para of this annexure. Captive consumption, C, or the including or the samples. What is the difference of the para C and D? Because para A is the stock, change in stock of the finished goods, opening and closing, that I have already given you shown you the control chart of the stock movement. So you can write here the opening stock and closing stock of the product, right, of that particular HSN code. But what is the difference in the product B or item B and item C? See, the self-consumption, some of the products you have manufactured, but you used it for your further production or for sample or for demonstration or use for any purpose except available for sale. मतलब वो FG है, वो product बिल्कुल सही है. You can sell this, but you are not selling because of certain reasons, correct? So these type of products have to be mentioned in this other adjustment of this self-consumption and captive consumption, including some. All those products, I'm telling you, all those products, not only the self-captive consumption and samples, which can be sold, but the company is not selling this such quantity of the product due to certain reasons, because customer को दिखाना है, कुछ और करना है, etc., right? So these are the things that you have to such quantity you have to mention here. But in the column C, other adjustment, the product you have manufactured, it was the finished goods, but it cannot be sold because of their it is not fit for sale, I would say, right? खराब हो गया प्रोडक्ट, वेस्ट हो गया, एक्सीडेंट में खराब हो गया, लेके जा रहे थे उसको डिस्पैच के लिए, बट बीच में कहीं टूट गया, खराब हो गया, और वट एवर, विच कैन नॉट बी सोल्ड और नॉट फिट फॉर सेल. In the B column, it can be sold, but due to certain reason, the company is not selling that much of quantity. But in the other adjustment, all those products who were the finished goods the company has produced, but due to the quality reason or due to the any other certain reason, it is not fit for use. It is not fit for sale. Correct? So this concept you have to keep on your mind, because generally you can see in your annexure that self captive consumption and samples. आप सिर्फ वही डाल दोगे जो samples और captive consumption, नहीं, वो सारी quantity जो sale की जा सकती है but company is not selling, but in the and fit for use, वो use की जा सकती है, वो sale की जा सकती है. But in the column C, all those products which were manufactured but cannot be used or not fit for use or not fit for sale, correct? So these are the things. Now it is the sales of the domestic sale, the domestic traded, because जैसा मैंने आपको बताया कि 100 आपने मैन्युफैक्चर करी, 120 का ऑर्डर आ गया, तो 100 तो आप ये मैन्युफैक्चर्ड में डाल देंगे अगर वो डोमेस्टिक क्लाइंट है, और 20 क्वांटिटी आप डोमेस्टिक सेल में डाल देंगे. 120 टोटल सेल हो गया आपका, करेक्ट? And in the same line, if you have the export sale of the product, if it is sold from the manufactured product, you can mention in the C column C, and if it is from the product purchased and then it is exported, then it will be mentioned in the column C, and that has to be mapped with your sale register. If it is not mapping with your registers or the statutory documents, you have to mention in your observations, right? So what is the export? Anything done for the supply to EOU, STP, other than export that we know कि एक country से दूसरी country में भेज दिया. But other than that, the deem export will also be called as export for the purpose of this annexure B. And this is the supply to EOU, supply to STP, supply against advanced DFI, this United Nation Agency, etc., that you are well aware of this. Installed capacity calculation we have already discussed in detail. But the few of the documents that you have to ask while you are conducting the audit: production capacity certificate, because you are not able to determine the item wise, product wise capacity. So therefore, either the company provide the certification from the technical department or the concerned authorities. If it is not available, the management representation has to be there, that the capacity is basically determined for each of the product based on such methodology, and we are incorporating this amount of the installed capacity for each of the product. That has to be mentioned in the management representation, and that we will discuss later on. Invoice or management representation, fixed asset register, you have to ask. Purchase register to check your quantitative details. Correct sale register, physical verification report for the period. Product wise stock movement register that I have shown you, right? और अगर कहीं कोई प्रोडक्ट उसने कॉलम सी में डाला कि यहां पर मेरा प्रोडक्ट जल गया था, खराब हो गया था, देन यू हैव टू आस्क फॉर एनी इंश्योरेंस क्लेम एप्लीकेशन और रिपोर्ट in case of goods lost due to the unavoidable events. That has to ask from the company as your reference document or the document that you can verify or cross verify, right? Or your audit document, I also can say, because sometimes the external authorities or the government authorities, when they come to the audit of the companies of of other records, they generally ask the cost auditor, and they call the cost auditor and ask many things that we have basically incorporated in the cost audit report or annexures in the cost audit report. So this is my submission to all of you, because many of my young friends ask कि हम document क्या मांगे उनसे, क्या देखे हम उसके अंदर. So आपको ये document मांगने हैं और item wise ये चीजें देख रही है. So once you have done all these things, nobody can question on your audit report. So thank you so much regarding this, basically this annexures of the A4, B1, etc., etc. So I tried my best to convey my practical exposure experience to all of you, so that at least we can enhance our knowledge, or at least we can the basic objective is basically, when my young friends and members practitioners visit to the client, at least the client should feel that yes, they are having a good knowledge of the cost accounting and audit. So not only the legal provisions, but the practical exposure needs to be there. So that was from my side for today, and it was the great and nice interaction in the entire session. I thought that I will cut down this the time today, but I don't know how it it was very lengthy. So it is I apologize for this, for taking it very long, but the objective was only and only to convey you the best of my knowledge. I request all of you to kindly join that WhatsApp group, so that it would be easy for for the institute or the NIRC to share the link to all of you, because sometimes it is not easy, or sometimes due to some technical glitches or reasons, the mail doesn't receive by all of us. So I think the link is already given to all of you. Kindly, I will ask to the admin to add each one of you. If any of you missed kindly contact either to me or to the NIRC to join this into the WhatsApp group, right? Many of these sessions will arrange. Next session is also going to be a very interesting, I'm telling you, in the B2. So kindly join all of you. Thank you so much for your patience hearing. Thank you so much for all your appreciation and kind words. Objective is only to discuss and share the practical aspects of the audit and what my young friends and the respected members are facing. I understand that there are some technical, issues that I cannot, address because there are certain problems, issues in the current audit formats that need to be revised, and I'm sure that the appropriate authority will work upon this. Sir, for guidance note, I am working on this. Definitely, I will release on time. It was wonderful interaction with all of you. You all have responded immediately. Sanjay sir, I will try. Gandhi sir, thank you so much for your appreciation and kind words. Thank you, Roop bhai. Definitely will share. Yes, Akhilesh sir, definitely. I am learning from you, and it is a privilege for me that such a senior people are joining this session. Thank you, Prakash sir. Thank you, Sota sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shivani ma'am. Thank you for the kind words. Yes, definitely. Akhilesh sir, if it is possible, can you write your query to my WhatsApp? Sufyan sir, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your kind words. Thank you, Akhilesh sir. Yes, I will wait. Ashok sir, definitely will share. If you have joined this WhatsApp group, I will ask to admin to share this the PPT of the last session in your in the WhatsApp group. Definitely. Shivam ji, thank you, Ashok sir. Thank you, Akhilesh sir. It is not only the appreciation, but it is a blessings for me to to receive such words from such a senior person, senior member. Fine, sir. Ganesh sir, that doesn't matter that where the product is basically manufactured. If the product is same, it has to be clubbed and it is covered. If it is covered in the cost audit report, then definitely B1 has to be prepared. But no need to prepare B1 separately, correct? But yes, if the plant is different, if you are preparing the cost record separately, plant wise, then you can prepare this B1 separately. But for the reporting purpose, because the cost audit report has to be submit company as a whole, therefore, anyhow, you have to club these products if the HSN code and unit of measurement is same. For the reporting purpose, the location doesn't matter. The unit of measurement and the HSN code, if both are same, then you have to club. Thanks, Shilpi. Thank you so much. Thanks, Aman sir. Pleasure, Ganesh sir. Thank you. Thank you, Aditi ma'am. Thank you so much. Thanks for the kind words. Shivam ji, thank you so much. Definitely, your membership has been noted and you will get your all CPRs. Don't worry.